Bah. Bah. Hi, what's up? I dislike that in my chat. I don't know how I feel about having that. Oh my god. Let me oh whoop, you didn't see that. Hi. Welcome back to our regularly scheduled program. Thank you for the raid, Mikey. And welcome in everybody. I'm gonna play Root Factory, and we're gonna chat about my holiday that I had, and then you're gonna get it again when Mike does it. But Mike's gonna have the photos, and you're gonna be able to see the photos, whereas I'm gonna look at the photos and remember with my brain. So it's so much. It's a much less fulfilling experience for you. But I'm talking regardless. Alright, let me scroll to the start of our journey. The departure gate. Yep. Um yeah, is it like a tradition for you guys to like take a picture at the departure gate at the airport? Cuz I feel like that's a thing that everyone does in Brisbane, but I could be wrong. Hi Lola. Yep, thanks. Oh, do you want to sit in my lap? Okay. Go on. This is a safe space. Yeah, let me put down the remote. He can just stand in front of the fridge for a while. Here you go. You gonna no, you're happy doing that? Do you just wanna be like this? Okay. Hi Trash Bird, hi. Sorry, my cat's on my lap. I'm just figuring out what she wants. What do you want, Lola? Because that's what's important here. What do you want? You want to sit in my lap? Yes, you do. Excellent. I'm glad we've established that. I've got my controller here. Excellent. You're happy. I'm happy. Everyone's happy. My vacation was very good. Yes. I will talk about my vacation. I went to Japan. I went to Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. It was pretty good. It was pretty hot. I knew going in. I was like, when we booked it, and it was gonna be July, I was like, it'll be hot, but surely it won't be that bad. Like, like, it'll be bad, but it won't be, like, that bad, Like, August is probably the worst for it. It's not like we're gonna be there in August. Yeah. Anyway, it was really, really humid. And really hot. Which, once again, I was already aware of that going in, but for some reason it wasn't clocking to me. I wasn't standing on business. So it just, yeah. So I didn't, I don't know, I anticipated that it was gonna be hot, but I still wasn't mentally prepared for it, I guess. But I still really enjoyed it despite the sweating constantly. And if Japanese people tell you they don't sweat, they are liars and they do sweat. Everybody sweats. People who tell you they don't sweat, they're lying. There's no way. Hi, Lola. You left me. Why would you do that? You left my lap. They don't have body odor? They're lying about that too. Cause like, I don't know, when I lived there, it was really hard to get good deodorant. And I felt like it was pretty ridiculous that deodorant was just not a readily available thing. And it was because they were always like, oh yeah, well, we don't sweat and like I don't get body odor and stuff. And I'm like, you do! I know it! Anyway. It's fine. Yeah, I know, it's like a genetic thing. But they're still lying. It exists. It's a big enough Oh god, I can't be here when she opens that. Oh my god. She's gonna open it, she's gonna be like, there's nothing in here, I hate you. No! I'm sorry, Rosetta. She's gonna cry. I can't ship anything, Rosetta. There's nothing to ship this time of year. I'm hoarding all my vegetables in my dungeon. Anyway. But yeah. As I was saying earlier, we took a picture at the Departure Gate, because that's the tradition.
Hey there.
Here. Hey there. And that was really nice and good. We did it very quickly. There were people, like, getting straight up, like, they were getting, like, other people to take photos of them all as a family. It was very cute. And we got some yen from a nice man who gave us yen. It's always, like, a little disheartening for me, personally, when I have to go and exchange money, because, like, the Australian dollar is okay, right? Like, we ain't that bad. But it's definitely, it's not the US dollar, that's for sure. I, like, gave them my money, and they were like, here is significantly less of that. And I was like, cool. Awesome. And then Mike goes and exchanges money, and they're like, here is significantly more than that amount that you gave us. And I'm like, what the hell? This is so unfair. But yeah, we got our yen, and then we were seated together. Luckily, my grandfather used his pull at the airport to get us in the same seat, like the same like seats together. Because usually I use his staff travels to get discounts, but that means that you get seated wherever they put you, and you don't really get a lot of say in that. And if the flight's full, you get bumped off unless someone shows up to unless someone doesn't show up. So luckily that didn't happen. It was a flight with plenty of seats, and Mike and I got to sit together, and it was a very nice flight. It was nice to share it with Mike. It was lovely to sit together, and we got to watch videos, and that was cool. We watched a video about the K-pop group Luna, back when that was a thing. Not anymore. Nope, nope. And, we started watching this, like, 6-hour video about EVE Online. And that was really interesting. And but we didn't finish it, because it was so long. And, like, between watching the Luna video and all the meals that they give you on the flight and stuff, we ran out of time. We didn't get to finish it until later in our trip. That's fine. And then... Alright, we got there, we got to Japan, and then we had to catch the train from the airport to Tokyo. I made the classic mistake of booking a ticket, thinking I was booking for the Narita Skyliner Express. I was like, yeah, I'm booking the Skyliner. I didn't. I booked a normal ticket for a normal train, I guess. And I was mad because I had specifically clicked on the Narita Skyliner, but I guess not. I guess I'm stupid and didn't read it properly. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We got on the Narita Skyliner, and then we sat down, and everything was going okay, and the ticket man came up to us, and he was like, show me your ticket. And I did. He was like, that's not the right ticket. And then I had to spend money to get a ticket for the seat I was already in. That's fine, because I made that mistake. They gave us so much food on the plane, I felt. They do, yeah, they give us a lot of food on the plane. But that's just Qantas. They're always trying to feed you. I feel like they're just determined to give you your bang for your buck. Because I don't know, man. You pay a lot of money for that ticket, Mike, so you should get lots of food. And the opportunity to watch Craven the Hunter, obviously. That was the other perk of the flight, that we could have potentially watched Craven the Hunter instead of a 6-hour video about EVE Online. But we chose EVE Online. I did offer it to Mike. I was like, look, Mike, they have it. And he politely declined. Shockingly. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, it's his favorite movie, chat. Craven the Hunter. We got to Tokyo, and we... I cleverly navigated the system to Ikebukuro from Nippori Station. That was pretty good. I mean, yeah, but I was so focused on following like what Google Maps was telling me about the exits that I didn't really think about the fact that we had to carry our luggage through those exits. So I'm sorry, Mike, that we had to carry heavy luggage upstairs. And we walked through Ikebukuro, we walked through the west half of Ikebukuro, and it was in the nightlife area, so I was a little bit like on guard for no good reason. Like, I don't know, man. I see the like clubs with the ladies with the boobies and their pictures like on them, and I'm just like, oh, what have I done? Why did we walk this way? Once again, I was very focused on following Google Maps so that I didn't get lost. But we forced our way through, yeah. Clubs with the ladies and the boobies, yeah, you know. They'll like have a picture. Where was this place? It was in West Ikebukuro, if you must know. I believe they also have them in Shinjuku, and I'm sure Akihabara would also have clubs with the ladies and the boobies. So please feel free to visit. But or avoid it, really. I mean, it's very important that we avoid that. Anyway, after walking through the heathenistic area, we we emerged to the quiet streets where we proceeded to clank our suitcases very loudly on the roads because our suitcases were heavy and full of stuff. And I felt really bad because it was like 9 o'clock at night. And we're like clank, 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 clank all through the quiet streets. And I put the handle up on my suitcase and was like using it on 2 wheels instead of like 4 to try and be quieter. But we were just very loud. I felt bad. I'm good, how are you? Yeah, and then we got to our Airbnb. We stayed at the Ikebukuro Manga House. That was pretty cool. They had manga on all the floors. We only felt extra bad because the Airbnb messages made us too cautious. Yeah, the Airbnb were like, you need to be really quiet in these streets, guys. If you're too loud, the police will get called. So we were like living in fear that the police would get called because we were too loud. Yeah, our Airbnb had manga everywhere on all the different floors of it. It's more like, it's really just a hotel. Honestly, because like it's not like someone's house, it's just a hotel, but they advertise on Airbnb, which is fine. I was happy with that. I feel like the majority of our Airbnbs were that. Actually, no, all of our Airbnbs were just hotels posing as Airbnbs, which is fine. Though I do wonder about like whether or not they were apartments that got converted into hotels. Anyway, whatever. Enough about being cautious about the housing crisis. We opened up the room and It didn't smell good. um, yeah, there was a sewage problem in that room, and so that began our next few days of smell management in that room. So the best ways to combat that kind of thing are so I put the sponge in the drain, basically, for the sink in like our little area where the bed was, and I basically like kept that stuffed the whole time so that would stop the smell from coming from that sink. And then for the bathroom, just make sure the vent is on all the time, and then during the day try to like open up the place so that when you come back there's not smell. I don't know if I was perfect in my management, but I sure tried, and I think we made it. Oh, and then I was like, we can't live with this smell. We need to go to a convenience store, which I already wanted to go to a convenience store as well. So we went to Family Mart, and I got some smelly spray, some deodorizing spray that smelled like roses. And that was to try and combat the smell. And I also got Famichiki because, like, why wouldn't I? And that was awesome. It was beautiful. I loved it. The room smelled like roses and poo. Yeah, exactly. Kind of like that one song that I can't remember off the top of my head. That one Outcast song, Miss Jax. No. Yeah. Thank you. It's roses. It is roses. Okay, cool. So yeah, we did that, and we came back and I made it smell nice, and it smelled like roses and vaguely that's why I hate scented trash bags. Yeah, scented trash bags aren't good for that kind of thing, because they always like make it smell weird. It's like lavender but trash, or like lemon and trash. Lemon and trash is not a very good combo. And then we yeah, the next day we adventured outside. I took Mike to 7-Eleven for breakfast because I was trying to give him the full experience, I guess. Yeah, so we went to 7-Eleven. That was really good. He got a plain rice bowl and he was very happy. So I'm happy that I could make him happy with that kind of thing. And I got a pork bun because I love pork buns, even though it was really not the time of year to be getting that. It's way too hot to be getting a pork bun, but I was still happy. So I'm not gonna complain because I love pork buns. Where is Bianca in this game? Bianca, where are you, girl? Is she in here? Yeah, and then we went to the east side. We were still happy to be too hot at first. Yeah, that's true. Because we'd just come from freezing coldness, so we were more than comfortable with the idea of being too hot for like a couple of hours. I think that slowly began to change. Yeah, then we went to the east side of Ikebukuro, to Sunshine City. And I took Mike to Sunshine City because I knew that's where the Pokemon Center was. So I wanted to take him to the Pokemon Center. Day 1, Pokemon Center. And yeah, we went there and there was a big line to get in. And at first I saw the line and I was like, is that the line to get in? But yeah, it was. It was definitely the line to get in, and I'm very glad that I joined it, even though I was mildly, like, cautious about what line I was joining. I was like, I don't know what line I'm joining. What if it's for a cafe? What if it's for, like, some kind of limited event thingy that they're doing? But, like, nope, I was right. I'm perfect and amazing and always correct. Yay. Actually, no, I'll go and keep working on the farm. So we lined up bumper to bumper for a while, and we got into the Pokemon Center, and that was wonderful. There were lots and lots and lots of people in there, obviously, like so many people. And we were looking for Pokemons for my friend Leo, because Leo wanted some Pokemons, like Ponyta and other ones. I think the one that looks like a crow with a hat, and the little pumpkin guy. I don't know their names. I'm sorry. And they were really cute, but Leo said it's probably not gonna happen because it's not Halloween, and usually they like release them for Halloween. So I was like, oh, okay. But we... Oh, that was really... You knocked that over, Lola. Good job. As we explored, though, we decided to make the purchase of the trip, I think. I think it was probably the best purchase of our trip. And that was a Pokemon fan, a little Pokemon handheld fan that we could use. Because it was really, really hot, and having that was a really good idea. We were like, oh, well, we can use this for, you know, a bunch of other things. Like, you know, Mike could take it home and use it for his summer in the US. So we bought that, and it was definitely the best purchase. We really lucked out on day one. And we called it Pikachu because it was a Pikachu fan. And now Mike is lovingly caring for Pikachu somewhere in his room. Unless you didn't put it in your room, Mike. In which case, it's not there, is it? Yeah. Mike got that. Oh, we got that. And we also got an Alcremie. I was so happy to get an Alcremie. And it's even better because they were having some kind of like little cute little like... It wasn't like a crossover, it's more like just a sleeping edition or like cute little pastel kind of Pokemon thing that they're doing. And yeah, they had Alcremie, but she's in like a little plushy crepe. So I have a little plushy Alcremie that's in a crepe, and it looks really, really cute. And Mike couldn't find the exact Pokemon he wanted, but he did find a Totodile, and he got that. And yeah, that was really cute. Loved that. And now Mike is lovingly caring for the Pikachu fan and Totodile wherever he's put them in his room. And I couldn't get pictures of Leo. Oh, sorry, I couldn't get Leo's faves, but I got a little Ponyta sticker that I still haven't given them. I forgot to give it to them. I didn't realize till I got home and the Ponyta sticker fell out of my bag, and I was like, "Aw, man, I forgot." But yeah, I felt bad that I couldn't get Leo the Pokemon that they wanted, so I got them a little Chikawa squishy guy. He's a little keychain, and he's Chikawa, and he's a squishy guy. And he's cute, and we love him. I'm gonna go this way. Nope. Go this way first. And Mike got his mom a fan, a Snoopy fan. Not a like a little handheld electric fan like we have, but still a wonderful fan that Mike's mom can use. And she loves it, chat. She loves it. You heard from the man right here. Straight from the source. She loves it. Then we walked around Sunshine City for a little bit. I found a Sesame Street store, and that was really cute. I went to my favorite store, which is Axis Femme, and I got a cute outfit, and that ended up being a lot of elements of the outfit I ended up wearing all throughout the trip, especially the shoes. Like in Japan, platform kind of like open style shoes are a big thing. They've been, as far as I'm aware, they've been a thing for a while, but like, yeah, They're still a thing. They're bigger than ever. They're like a platform shoe. So they've got like height to them, but then they're like a sandal, I guess. So they look, yeah, they look quite cute. And I got a pair. But yeah, they love those kinds of shoes because obviously, because, you know, they make you taller. And yeah, I didn't get it to be taller. I just got them because they were cute. We found a little store that was selling like a bunch of goods for pets, but it's like they go real hard on like the prams and stuff and like the bags that you can carry the pets in. And there were so many outfits too. There were so many. You can dress them up in like a little Snoopy piece with like a little skirt piece. You can get them a little minion thing. Did you want to sit here? Did you want to sit here again? Yeah, yeah. There you go. Lola loves minions. Yeah, Lola loves minions. Yep. Definitely does. I don't think you even know what a minion is. I don't think that's a concept in your brain. Can you imagine? Maybe we'll have to show you minions, Lola. And then you can learn what they are. And you too can share in the joy that is minions.
Hi. Nice weather.
Thanks. It's all about the cross? Oh, hell yeah. You can see the cross a bit late at night. Okay, so like soonish. Alright, let's go. A bit late? A bit late? Like 10? Who knows? But yeah, we found a cute store with lots of cute little dog outfits. And then we had a bunch of bags full of shopping. So we decided to go back to the Airbnb. And then we went to Coco Curry for lunch. We put our stuff in the Airbnb and then we went to Coco Curry. And Coco Curry is obviously the great curry chain that I love so much. And I was really happy to be reunited with it after so long. I feel really dramatic saying that. Like, oh my god, guys. I reunited with her. Oh my gosh. She was right there. She tasted the exact same. I don't think the flavors ever changed. Ever. Like, ever. This would mark, like, the 9 years since I've been introduced to Coco Curry by myself. I like... When I first went to Japan, I just like saw it randomly on the street and was like, yeah, I love curry, hell yeah, let's go in. And then it's like become a thing that I just like tell everyone about. Like, are you going to Japan? You have to go to get Coco Curry. It's so good though. My memory's really good for this. Well, yeah, I got the pictures in front of me, Mike. I have the pictures, so it helps me remember. No, why did I do that? Oh, I got it. Yeah, boy. Is that the cross? Oh, it's a hairpin. Oh, cool. I wasn't expecting that. Mike only remembers the Pokemon in the booby place. Apparently, yeah. Apparently he only remembers Pokemon in the booby place. That's fine, you know. Like, obviously, thank you, Alistair, for the head pats. Obviously, like, those were very important parts of the trip. Pokemon in the booby place. Club with the ladies and the boobies. But yeah, Mike loved Coco Curry. It was his favorite. He was so happy to eat it. Everyone's happy to eat Coco Curry because Coco Curry is delicious. And yeah, everyone who's ever been leaves a happier person because it's a place full of joy. And there's my very dramatic endorsement of Coco Curry. This sounds like an ad. It's not, it's just genuine joy. But if they sponsored me, I wouldn't complain. You want to get sponsored, Lola? We can get sponsored by Coco Curry. Mm. We can get sponsored. Yay! And then was this the same day? Yeah, this was the same day. We went to Harajuku because obviously we would go to Harajuku, and I was keen to see Takeshita Street and see all the stores that I loved. And I will be a little bit negative here. Takeshita Street has changed a lot. it's it was a it's always been a bit of a tourist trap ever since it got pretty popular back in the day. Okay, you're lurking. That's totally fine. Don't worry. We do what you gotta do, Trashbird. Yeah, it was always kind of a bit of a tourist trap once it like blew up way back when, but like I pressed the wrong button again. But it like really became a tourist trap. Like it's like a real like yeah. You know how like if you're on like TikTok or whatever, people are always talking about those like capsule machines that are in Japan, the ones where you can get all the cute little things. Little gotcha capsule machines. Everybody loves those. And there are people who'll be like, oh my god, you guys, this store is 6 floors of capsule machines. You have to go visit. Like, they make it sound like, oh, these things are like, you know, they're somewhat rare. Therefore, this 6-story building full of them is incredible. These things are everywhere. Like, they're everywhere. Like, I felt like there were so many stores in Takeshita Street that were just full of them. They were just, like, never ending. And then they were at train stations, too. And then they were just, like, in random places. Like, they're just everywhere. And I feel like Harajuku's just turned into, like, the capsule street. Like, that particular street is now just Capsule Street. And if it's not Capsule Street, then it's the other type of street, which is, there are these stores there called, they're these, like, food stores called Strawberry Fetish. And, like, they just sell, like, tanghulu, you know, like the strawberries with the sugar syrup on them. Not syrup, it's like the hardened sugar coating. And, like, other strawberry goods. Pardon me. So yeah, these stores are like everywhere. And then if it's not the Strawberry Fetish food stores, it's the cheese coin food stores. Like, everyone was doing cheese coins or strawberries. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, it's just strawberries and cheese coins and capsule machines. And it was like all these trendy little buzzes, like, things everywhere. And like, there were hardly any clothing stores, which is what Takeshita Street was all about, man. It was all about the clothing, and it feels like there's just not really a lot of those anymore. And it's sad. I can't believe it changed. I can't believe life goes on, you know? That's crazy. But yeah, so I used to think Takeshita Street was like pretty fun, you know, like you could find some good clothes there, you could get cute stuff, but like that still holds up to like to a certain degree. But it's very different. It's like, yeah. I don't think that any Lolitas really go down there anymore. Like, a lot of the J fashion girlies that I could see were like bypassing Takeshita Street completely and going like to secret places where they could meet, which is fair. But the good news is the La Forêt building, which is near it, still has awesome clothes. So that part's really good. I was really happy with that. Yeah, especially because the pretty much the whole bottom, like the basement 0.5 level hasn't changed. So like Angelic Pretty's still in the corner over there, and then Alice and the Pirates is still right next to it. So I was really happy about that. But yeah, definitely some changes to compared to when I once went there. But yeah, so that was that. There was also the store that was still on Takashita Street, and I was really shocked because I thought it would be long gone. But it's basically a like on one side of the like entry floor of the shop is like lingerie and like bras and underwear and stuff. On the other side is like touristy goods, I guess. And then upstairs is like anime stuff. Like you can get a bunch of anime merch. And I was really shocked that the anime merch was still there. Like the entire layout of the top part hadn't changed at all. I was like, how did this survive? Like, what the hell? But yeah, the part that was also very funny to me was they had these, when I used to like live there, they had these giant cutouts of the boys from Free Iwatobi Sim Club anime, the swimming anime. I don't know if we remember that from back in the day, but that was a thing. And yeah, they still have them. They're still there. They haven't been updated at all. Yuri on Water. Yeah, that one. Yeah. That one. Definitely that one. They still have them. They're just there, chilling. And I thought that was really funny that the cutouts haven't been, like, swapped out for other popular anime characters. Because, like, I think we've all well and truly moved on from Free Iwatobi Swim Club. But I guess not. This store hasn't. They also had Hetalia merchandise. Like, I decided to have a look, and obviously there were the capsule machines, but they've always been there. The capsule machines in that store are, at least they've always been around there, and I knew that. Yeah, but what I wasn't expecting to see was Hetalia merchandise, because, like, Hetalia in 2025, I think it's still pretty popular, like, relatively popular in Japan. It must be, because, like, they have a musical that came out, like, last year or this year or something. But yeah, I was shocked. I was like, is that Prussia? Oh my god! Spain? But yeah, and then for, is this dinner that night? That was dinner that night, yes. For dinner that night, we went to the neighborhood I used to live in, which was very, very close because I purposely put us in an Airbnb that would be right next to it. And it turns out that there's a KFC there now. And I was like, first of all, where was that when I lived there? Because I really could have used that. All we had was Freshness Burger, and Freshness Burger was not that good. It was okay. It was a burger chain. It was fresh. But it's not KFC. So we got KFC. And we walked there, and I was hoping it was like a sit-in one where you could sit down and eat there, but it wasn't. It was like a, you order and you get the hell out of there. That was the kind of KFC it was, because there were no seats. So we ordered, and we got our food, and then Mike got to enjoy the joys of Japanese KFC, which is... I mean, look, a lot of things are better than American KFC. So it's really hard to say, like, oh, you know, it's, yeah. Anyway, the point is that it was good. He was happy. He had melon soda. He also got to drink a lot of melon soda on this trip, and I think that made Mike very happy. Because melon soda is delicious. And I got to have a burger from KFC. I actually really like the burgers at KFC in Japan. The ones here are okay. Like, they're not bad. They're even, I would even say they're average, you know? But like the ones in Japan, they just taste really good. I don't know. Like, the cut of the chicken they use is good on them. Like, it's just good. Give me that. Give me that. That's what I need. He loved, ow. He loved the melon soda. And then, oh, and I downloaded a cute app. So when we were at Ikebukuro Station, I kept seeing these, like, Niji Sanji advertisements for this app called Lively. And they had, like, these cute little guys in the app. These cute little guys. There's cute little pets. Kind of like Neopets, in a way. Except it doesn't have mini games. But you have a little guy and you take care of him. And that's like Neopets. But yeah, so I downloaded it that night because I'm a sucker. But yeah. Streets were saying Barks was better than Mug. I had to let him know how wrong they were. Wait, what's Mug? I never seen this. I never seen this before in my life. But yeah, so I got that app and it's cute and I get to talk to people from Japan and I get to practice my Japanese because I have to, there's not really a lot of English speakers on it, which is fine. I'm happy with that. You know, it's good to practice. We downloaded or not downloaded, we screenshot and took care of our Disney passports because we were going to Disney, guys. We're going to Disneyland the next day, so we had to get ready. I had my phone ready. I had that app ready. I knew exactly what to do. I knew exactly what rides to get fast passes for because the Tokyo Disneyland still has the fast pass system. You get 2 free fast passes for the day. It's awesome. So I was there. I was ready to go. And yeah, we took a cute picture walking to it. And then we got to catch the train line that I used to catch like every single day when I lived there. And I was like, the memories. The memories of being really, really, really tired and having to carry too much on the trains because I had to carry a bunch of random stuff for like teaching kids, a bunch of games and things like that. I need my water. Talking all this talk is making me thirsty. But yeah, we got off and then we transferred to the Disney line, the line that would take us to Disney. And it was really cute because the train station when you get off at Disneyland plays Disney themes. And that's really cute. Love that. And then we got to Tokyo Disneyland. We had to wait like an hour. And I'm sorry we had to wait an hour in the sun. I didn't calculate that well. But at the same time, I did calculate that well because then we got in a timely manner. So maybe it was all calculated. Maybe it was all my plan the whole time. I also planned that we would go on a Monday because I knew that the weekend wouldn't be as good. Who's sending me letters? The year is almost over. Tomorrow's the year-end festival, a day to reflect on the passing year and prepare for the new. Do you know that the spring will finally begin? You'll be able to get crops again. Yeah! Let's go! Oh, hi Tabitha.
Good date?
It will be alright. I'm sure Mist is fine. You have to believe in her, of all people. Wait, that feels pointed. You have to believe in her, of all people. Is that what she meant? You have to believe in her, of all people. Maybe that's what she meant. That sounds mean. Where is Cinnamon? But yeah, Disneyland was having a Donald Duck celebration. So every time I've only been, this is the second time I went, so I'm being very dramatic when I say every single time I've been. But like when I went to Disneyland last time,
Hi.
they had like a 25th anniversary of the park celebration, and that was cool. I liked that. That was awesome. They had a cool jam that was playing when you walked in. It was a 25th anniversary jam. But this time, it was all about Donald Duck, man. I don't know if they were celebrating like some kind of anniversary of Donald Duck, or if they were just like really happy that he exists and just wanted to celebrate that. But they were having like all these number one Donald Duck, the number one duck kind of like celebration banners and things like that. It was yeah, it was pretty lit. And I'll get to the Donald Duck thing again in a second. But yeah, we first thing we needed when we got in after waiting in the sun for an hour was I was like, we need to get an umbrella. Everybody had umbrellas. They were much smarter than us. We need to get an umbrella right now. So it was the first thing we did was we walked into a store because I wasn't going to be walking around all day without an umbrella now. And I asked them if they had umbrellas, and they did. And then I was like, "Can I please buy this?" And they let me. And then I had a beautiful umbrella, and now I have it at home. And that umbrella is gonna save me in summer because it's one of those UV umbrellas that has like a UV. It's like made out of a thing that like protects you from. It's really good, okay? Like every time it was really hot and the sun was really beaming down, I would pull this umbrella out and my life would be better automatically. It was like automatically cooler and better. And I was happy. So that was a really, really good purchase. 10 out of 10. I think it's up there with the Pikachu fan for sure. And then we were really thirsty. So we got soda. We went to the some random place that was selling hot dogs, I think it was. Like American themed stuff because it's Disneyland. And then we got soda and that was delicious. And we got ears. That was the other important thing we got. We got the ears. I thought they were Tiana ones, but then my sister was like, "Are these Tinkerbell ears?" Because it has the little white pom-pom on it. And then I was really confused about whether I'd gotten Tinkerbell ears or Tiana ears. So now I don't know still. Anyway, Mike got Fantasia Mickey Mouse ears, and that's cool. And then we went on our first ride. Mike was like, "We have to go on Star Tours. Everybody wants to go on Star Tours." But he was wrong. Everybody wants to go on Star Tours in America, but not in Japan. Apparently not in Japan, though. I will admit, I thought there would be more Star Wars stuff at the Disneyland because that's been like a big development since I was there last. But they just had the Star Tours ride, which was good. I liked the Star Tours ride. I had to close my eyes for a lot of it though, because I got motion sick, which it said on the thing going in like, "You're gonna get motion sick," and I was like, "No, I won't." I just I was like, "It'll be fine. I won't get that sick. How bad could it possibly be?" Yeah, I had to close my eyes for a lot of it, but I still got to see some parts. This becomes a theme with rides that have motion sickness things on, like, warnings on them. Is I'll look at it and I'll be like, "Yeah, how bad could it be?" And then I end up missing most of the ride because I have to close my eyes. But yeah, our special guest on the Star Tours ride was the Mandalorian. And what was her name? Mike, what's the name of the other lady? I can't remember her name off the top of my head. We had the Mandalorian, and he had what's the name of Baby Yoda? Ashoka, thank you. We had Ashoka. Yeah. Yondu, is that the name of the baby Yoda? Grogu, that's the name. Grogu. Yep, he was carrying Grogu from what I could see. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I liked that in the lineup they had like this thermal sensor. I don't know if it was a legit thermal sensor or if it was just like a pretend one. But it was pretty cool detail. I liked the little robot. He was cool. And then we walked around for a little bit so I could recover. You can just say Baby Yoda. Everyone says that. That's because it is Baby Yoda. But Mike, if I can't get sponsored by Disney if I don't say all the names correctly. If I don't say Grogu instead of Baby Yoda, they're gonna come for me. I was so happy to go on Star Tours, the Star Wars experience at Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, so we walked around for a little bit, especially around the castle and the gardens, because I was motion sick, so I had to recover from the trauma of the Star Wars ride. But yeah, we walked through the castle. Castle was nice. And then we walked over to the It's a Small World ride. And they were doing a special It's a Small World. It was It's a Small World featuring Groot. Groot was gonna be on the ride. I used to be a failure, but after learning she liked Baby Yoda, its name is Grogu, by the way. Her glove shit, I had to unfollow. No, don't boycott me. I'm sorry for saying Baby Yoda. I'll try to be a better person. Oh my god. I'm never gonna be invited on the Galactic Star Cruiser now. This is so devastating. Disney's never gonna sponsor me to make a podcast about their rides or whatever. Anyway, we went on It's a Small World with Groot. And it was basically just the same ride, but with Groot in various places throughout the ride. But I thought that would get boring pretty quickly, like seeing Groot everywhere. But it ended up being pretty cool because it wasn't just Groot, it would be like other Marvel characters with him in like different locations. So like when they got to let me see. They were like in Italy and it was like Groot and Rocket on a little gondola. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. And then we got to like we got to the Africa portion, I guess. And there was like the Black Panther and Groot, and that was really cool. I liked that. And then they had like Ant-Man and the Wasp in like a little jungly part. And they were like mini, and Groot was holding a microscope? Is that what it's called? A magnifying glass. That's what it's called. A magnifying glass up to them. Sorry, my brain's broken. I can't think of words anymore. If she calls him Baby Groot instead of his science-given name Groot, I'm closing the stream. It was Baby Groot, yeah. He was hanging out with Thor in a section of the ride that I guess would have gone to a... I don't know. It's not like Thor's from Earth. Like, where are you gonna put him in It's a Small World? Like, is he in the concept of Asgard? Does the concept of Asgard exist now in It's a Small World? I guess so. Oh wait, I need to talk to Cinnamon again. I have to ask her about the crown. The cross, that's what it was called. See, my brain is just like not here. It's broken. Anyway, I always love the It's a Small World ride. It's just a happy little place. I loved that Groot was playing the didgeridoo in the Australia section. That was pretty cute. So you're saying he doesn't have a place here because he's from somewhere else? He's not from Earth! Like, he's from a place in space! I'm saying that It's a Small World is meant to represent, like, all the different countries of Earth. So I was just saying it was kind of funny how They had Thor there. He's a sovereign citizen. I guess he was in Norway. Fine. He was in Norway. They were in the the conceptual place of Norway. Yeah. You're right. How could I forget? Thor's, like, Norwegian. But my favorite part of the It's a Small World ride is, when they have New Zealand and it's just, like, one Maori little animatronic and the two Kiwis. It's so funny to me. And I love that New Zealand gets any representation on this ride. Because he's oft forgotten. New Zealand is often forgotten. So it was good to see them. And I think, was America's representation basically just the cowboy and the Native American, like, at the end? Was that basically it? I think it might have been. So that was interesting. His people adapted to the culture, whatever happens in the movie. Well, they had to. You know, their place was destroyed by Ragnarok. If you think about it, New Zealand and Australia are far enough away to not count. Hey, 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 we count. What are you talking about? Australia's huge. New Zealand is often left off of maps. I know that part. Because there's a whole subreddit dedicated to maps without New Zealand on them. After we got off the ride, one thing they've participated in besides Lord of the Rings, the Rugby World Cup, consistently, the Olympics, they have also participated in the Commonwealth Games, they produced the excellent movie The Whale Rider. 10 out of 10. What a great movie that was. Taika Waititi is from New Zealand. He's a thing that came out of New Zealand. Is Cinnamon here yet? Yes.
Evening.
I found the cross. Do you go traveling with only the stars to guide you? No, I do not. Hi, Eunice. But yeah, those are all the things that I can think of off the top of my head that
How may I?
New Zealand has done.
Good evening.
Taika's honorary Earthling for making The Hunt for the Wilder People. Hey, he's made other really good movies though, like Boy. Boy's an excellent movie. Hunt for the Wilder People is good too, but like Boy was really good. I like that. But yeah, after we got off the ride, we were hungry, so we got these, what were they called? Tarte tart? Tarte torte or something? Is that it? I don't know, man. It was like, whatever they were called, it was weird. Yeah, it's like this pastry with like a kind of filling inside, but it's like, it's in the shape of a churro, right? So it's like a long stick. And it was like kind of pastry cookie-ish on the outside, and then like it had a filling on the inside. So like Mike got the chocolate orange filling, and I got the sweet potato. And I can't remember if, was it called like a torte tart or something? Anyway, the point is it was good but weird. And I only got it because I thought it was churros, and then I realized it wasn't churros, and I was I felt bamboozled, that's for sure. But yeah, so we ate that. Mike, what was your review of the chocolate orange flavor? I'm gonna kill him if I keep doing that. Ugh. It was alright. Yeah, it was like alright. Mike got his like very fresh though, so his was really hot, so I don't think he could enjoy it fully. And then mine, it was crunchy and sweet. I don't think I'd get it again unless I really wanted something quite sweet. But yeah, if it weren't already hot, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I see what you mean. And then we walked to Toontown. Or was that after we did that? 10:30. No. Yeah, we walked to Toontown and we got
Good evening.
what were they called? We got these Donald Duck sodas that had like Donald Duck boba at the bottom, like jellies. So that was pretty good. Oh, there's a kid. Hi. He found a treasure map. Wow. It was on the ground near the basin. I wanted to ask you for help because I wasn't sure where the treasure is. Oh, I'll help you, yeah. Below the streetlight of the building with lots of steam. Okay, I know what that means. That means it's right here. But yeah, we had some Donald Duck soda with a duck marshmallow on it. And that was pretty good. That was very refreshing. The jellies were yummy. Mike, you had the marshmallow. I didn't eat the duck, but you ate the duck. Could you give a review of the duck? Was the duck good? Oh no, he's gonna perv on the girls.
Get in the bath, close your eyes, and make those worries go away.
It was like a regular marshmallow. It was good. Okay, but your standard of marshmallow and my standard are a little different though.
Stella, you've caught me doing something embarrassing.
I see. Now he can't. He's passed out. Goodness, Raguna, get it together. Stop gooning in the bath. Alright. It was good, excellent. The marshmallow was delicious, according to Mike. Sorry, delicious wasn't your words, it was my words, but it was good. And then we went on our first Fast Pass ride of the day. It was the Pooh's Honey Hunt ride. I was very excited because I went on it the last time I was at Disneyland, and I had a really good time. I love Pooh's Honey Hunt. 10 out of 10. What a great ride. Mike, what is your review of Pooh's Honey Hunt? Did you enjoy it? It was awesome. Hell yeah. See, it's so good. It's such a good ride. And then after that, I think we wandered around for a little, and then we went on Pirates of the Caribbean, and I saw the people eating in the Blue Bayou restaurant, because that's in the ride, and I was like, man, I wanted to eat in there. I didn't get a booking, because it's really hard to get bookings for the restaurant. And after that, we're really thirsty again, because you gotta keep your fluids up, guys. Make sure you're keeping your fluids up while you're outside this summer. You don't want to pass out mysteriously. But yeah, I got a Baymax drink. It was like a Baymax berry drink. It had some kind of berry jam stuff on the bottom. It was pretty good. It was refreshing. That's what counts, really. And I will hydrate. You're right. I too shall hydrate. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, and then we went to Adventureland. I don't know if this was the point where we had decided we would like churros, Mike, but if it was, that was why we went there. But if not, we might have just wandered in there because we wanted to check it out. Anyway, we found the Lilo and Stitch or the Stitch experience. It's not really a ride. It's more just like an experience. And we happened to go in at just the right time because it was like 5 minutes before they were gonna start a show. So we wandered in, and that was pretty cool. We took some selfies while we waited, and then we got to enjoy the musical experience of birds who were singing about Ohana. It was in Japanese. I didn't have a translator. I wasn't really paying. I was just vibing, honestly. You get the gist of it. They were singing, they were introducing each other, everyone was happy. It was chill. And then Stitch was like there, and he was big, and he was singing, and that was cool. Yeah, and then after that, we went to a little cafe that had some Donald Duck themed food. It was like a Donald Duck lunch set. How do they pronounce Groot in Japan? Gruto. I know that now because I googled it. Gruto. That's how they pronounce it. Yeah, it was a Stitch Tupac concert. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the sandwich was a croque madame. I know that now, Mike. It was a croque madame. That's why I didn't like it, because I don't like those. Which is basically just is basically a ham and cheese sandwich, but they put the cheese on top of the bread instead of in the bread. It was soggy. I didn't really like it that much. How did they replace Elvis with Tupac in the live action version? I don't know. Oh wait, did they? I don't know. I haven't seen it. There was some gross stuff in it. Yeah, there was like some kind of like stuff in it under the ham that I didn't really like. The prawn salad next like with it was pretty good. That was alright. The sausage with the bone in, like it was basically a sausage, but they shoved a bone in it. Conceptually a terrible idea in my opinion. What didn't you like? The croque madame. I didn't like it. It's a fancy sandwich. But yeah, I think the sausage tasted fine, but the concept of the bone with it made it taste not very fine, honestly. I wasn't happy with that. I was like, why did they put a bone in my sausage? I can't believe this. Was it hollandaise? No, because it was like, it was almost like goopy in a way. That hollandaise isn't goopy. I don't know, man. It was almost like it was like grated, it was like yummy or something. It was an interesting dish. Mike liked the chips. He thought the chips were very good. They were very thin chips. And the soup, the minestrone soup they had as well with it was pretty good. So overall, a weird kind of lunch set for us, but that's okay. We tried something new and we made a choice about whether we liked it or not. I mean, yeah, bechamel? But bechamel tastes better than that. I don't know. I swear bechamel tastes much better. Or maybe it doesn't. Who knows? You got a free coaster? Yeah, Mike got a free coaster, unless I have the free coaster, in which case I got a free coaster. Yeah. And there was a little, like, map thingy under it that we got to keep. It wasn't really a map, it was more like a table mat thing. So that was cool. And then we wandered on over. Our second fast pass, which was for the Thunder Mountain ride, wasn't until like 5:30. So I was like, screw it, I want one more fast pass. So I paid good money, folks, for a fast pass for the Beauty and the Beast ride, because I wanted to go on that, and because it had a long wait, it was the longest wait in the park, and I wanted to see what all the hype was about, but I didn't want to wait 50 minutes. Keep in mind that I wasn't willing to wait for 50 minutes, because that will come up again later.
Morning.
But yeah, we went on that, and I think that was my favorite ride. That was really cool. It was like Pooh's Honey Hunt, but like even better. So I was really happy with that. Yeah, Mike, what was... I have it, I just don't think it was free. Oh no, we paid a little bit extra for it. Yeah, we did. Mike, what is your review of the Belle's Enchanted Castle ride? That's the official name, I think. It's just the Beauty and the Beast ride, guys. I'm looking for people. They won't let me see them because it's 8 minutes too early. Or 8 seconds too early. The on-foot part at the start was neat. Hell yeah, it was. I love the stained glass window with the lights and stuff. That was cool. It was awesome. I loved how long it was and how the castle lit up. Yeah, that was really cool. My favorite part of the ride was the ballroom scene where it was just so magical. Like, yeah, and it was a long ride, you're right. It was like long and fun and cool. And I would 10 out of 10 go on it again. Wait, what did she say? I didn't read that. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. After that, we were both pretty tired. So we had some ice block. We had an ice block. It was a Donald Duck ice block, and it was mango flavored, and it was friggin' delicious, chat. It was so good. That was like 10 out of 10. Such a good ice block. It was Donald Duck's beak, but it was a mango ice block, and it was just really yummy. I wish we'd heard a little of the Gaston song. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. It's... yeah. I think because it started at, like, Be Our Guest, so it couldn't really go back and do that. But that's okay. Ooh, yummy! Wait, what am I supposed to do with it? Just crush it and pass it along. Is the screen off center? I just noticed now. Oh, is it? Oh, wait, I think you're right. Oh my god, that's so awkward. I'm so sorry. Where is she? Here she is. Tee-hee-hee! What do you mean it's off-center, silly? It was never off-center. I can't believe you would think that. Wait, is it off-center more? Ahem. Anyway. Maybe it's always been like that and I just never noticed. Ahem. Yeah, so we got the Donald Duck ice block. That was delicious. And then I think we wandered around for a little bit, and then I decided I was hungry and I wanted to eat something. Honestly, we just wanted to sit down. That was the main thing. So we went into this cosmic space themed kind of cafe in Tomorrowland, and it was like, it was a pizzeria basically, and they had like calzones and stuff, but it was so cursed in there. Like, there was this TV show, it was like this, like, maybe like TV show that it looked like it was from like the 80s or the 90s, like a kids show, but they were like Italians in space, and it was just really loud and like really overstimulating, and, and like the events happening in the show would like impact this big animatronic like thing that was in the cafe. That it was a lot, okay? It was a lot. There was a lot going on. Alright, who have I got hearts with? Can I give it to her? Oh yeah, and then we got a calzone, and Mike didn't like it. Which I think is hater behavior because it was a good it wasn't a good calzone, it was like it was an average calzone, but like, it was the flavor inside was nice. But sitting was good. We enjoyed the sitting. But Mike was a calzone hater. I don't think he likes calzones. I need to see what this new mochi is for in this game. New mochi Rune Factory Frontier. What do I do with this? Smash it at the square on the 1st of spring to create a 5 mochi. Okay. I need to smash it. How do I smash it? With a hammer? Alright, cool. Easy. Done. Whew. I like calzones, but they get dog-walked by pizza and strong. Exactly! That's not pizza. It did have cheese. The cheese was in it, Mike. There was cheese inside the calzone. That's not pizza. It isn't pizza. It's a calzone. It was never meant to be pizza. Anyway, the calzone was disliked by Mike for real. He didn't like it. That's fine. And then we took a tour of, it should have been pizza. It probably should have been pizza. You're not wrong. It would have probably been better if it was pizza, but whatever. It is pizza. It's literally folded. It is pizza folded technically, but also it's not pizza because it's a calzone. But like, yeah, like, isn't a burrito just a taco but like folded slightly different? By that logic. Hello, we went through so much. It was bad and that's okay. I'm not saying you had to like it. I'm just saying that, like, it did have cheese in it. I have survived this year yet again. Yeah, buddy, you did. It was a baby Yoda calzone. It was not. It was a strange Italian space cafe calzone. Hello. But yeah, we went inside Cinderella's castle afterwards. We took a walking tour, and we got to see the ballroom, and that was really pretty. And I learned recently after going on this trip, I was watching a video last week, and apparently that wasn't always the thing to do at the castle. Apparently there used to be a spooky dungeon experience underneath the castle where you would meet the horned demon from the Black Cauldron movie, which is a old movie from back in the Disney days. And it would terrify children because it would lock you in a dark room with its glowing eyes and its creepy animatronic stance, and it would like hover over this black cauldron, and it would say to you, "You're never gonna leave here, you're trapped here forever," and it used to scare the shit out of people. Anyway, they shut that down. I don't know why, but I think that would have been pretty cool to see. But now that makes me think that there's like some kind of horned demon animatronic just like rotting away underneath the castle at Tokyo Disneyland, and someone needs to save it. Like, you know, archaeologists are gonna go to the corpse of Tokyo Disneyland one day, and they're gonna be like, why the fuck is there this demon underneath the castle? What was going on here? And they'll never have answers. That's crazy. Anyway, I took a picture of the ballroom ceiling because, one, the chandelier was pretty, but two, it was a lot of people in there and it was kind of awkward. I didn't want to take pictures of the people. So, I didn't. I didn't take pictures of the people. Sue me. What are you gonna do about it? Five Nights at Freddy's sent a cease and desist. Yeah, exactly. They're like, you can't have haunting animatronics in this place. That's our job. After that, we still had plenty of time before the It's a Small World, or not It's a Small World, before Thunder Mountain ride. So we decided to go on the Snow White's Adventures ride. And that was something, guys. I mean, I didn't think it would be like I didn't remember how like haunting it is. But like it's not a like, it doesn't live up to its name. Like Snow White's Adventures, that makes you think like, oh yeah, we're gonna be like with Snow White, she's gonna take us through the movie in a nice little like ride. But it's not Snow White. You're like being absolutely haunted by the witch the entire time. Like the beginning of the ride is literally you going through a dark door and the witch is there, the evil queen, but she's the witch, the old lady, and she turns around and she's like and but like much worse than that. I can't do a very good witch impression at the moment. Doesn't her adventure involve sleeping for the entire story? No, she sleeps for a portion of the story after she bites the apple. Anyway, the witch was just haunting. What did you think of the Star Wars droids? Aren't they cute? I can't remember. I thought they were cute, didn't I? Loaded pineapple. Look, it was a poisoned apple, okay? Anyway, that ride is scary, and it makes sense that they have warnings on it. And I remembered a video I'd watched where they were talking about how the ride was too scary in America, so they changed the ride to be less scary and have more positive elements to it so that children weren't leaving it completely terrified. And clearly Tokyo didn't get the memo, because that ride is scary. You see Snow White once in the ride, and I understand they don't want to show Snow White, apparently, because you're supposed to be Snow White, but, like, that's not how the movie went. The movie was not like that, from memory. But then again, it's been a really long time since I've seen it, so I can't say for sure. Then we went on Pinocchio ride. That was alright. I mean, it's a Pinocchio ride. I'm not exactly a fan of Pinocchio. I don't really care about him. It was a normal apple. She didn't rinse off the pesticides. You're right. She just brought her some nasty apple. Yeah. Didn't even wash it. Can't believe her. And then after that, we went on the Peter Pan ride. And the Peter Pan ride was lovely. It was magical. I liked that you weren't, like, on a track that was, like, on the ground. You were on a track that was, like, above your cart. So you were, like, flying through the air. That was cool. And then we come to the best part of the day. It's Donald Duck's parade. So at about 5:15, maybe 5:20-ish, they start the Donald Duck parade. Now people from the very beginning, like from opening day dot, of the day had gone into the park and they had placed these little mats on the ground along the path where the parade would go. I know people like to camp the parade like at the end of the night. I knew that was a thing, and I thought that they were just doing that. I thought they were camping for the parade in the evening, but they weren't. They were camping for the Donald Duck parade. Like, people were really camping for that. And Donald Duck came out, and like, people were going nuts for it. He had this awesome rap song playing for his parade, talking about how he's like the #1 duck and how he's good at baseball. And I was like, man, I didn't know that Donald Duck was such a baseball fan. That's crazy. He loves baseball, apparently. He's good at it. He's like really good at it. Anyway, all of Donald Duck's friends were there to cheer him on. Oh my god! It's young Stella! Nice to meet you too!
Hello.
She's so cute! Hi, Rosetta.
Oh.
After I see the first sunrise, I'll be taking it easy at home. Cool. Guys, Mike has something to say.
How may I
She
help
almost fell getting on Peter Pan. No! Why would you tell them that? I thought Pluto was goofy. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. I get them confused. They're both dogs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god. I can't believe you would tell them that, Michael. You're so mean. I've been saying nice things this whole time. And now you bullying me in response? I just can't believe you would do that, man. That's so uncool. Anyway, Donald Duck's parade was really cool. And then as soon as his little, like, cart bus thing drove by, all of the people that were there to watch him, they had, like, pro cameras, man. And they were, like, following behind his, like, thingy. Thingy. They were, like, following behind and trailing the parade to capture photos of him and videos. It was like a full fan cam. But yeah. As we watched that, it hit 5:30, which meant that it was time for us to go on Thunder Mountain. That was wonderful. Being mean is fun. Wow, guys. Mike, can you go on your Mike for Fake account now, since you're gonna be such a jerk? I don't think you should tarnish your good reputation on your own account. I got here on fan cam. What's up? What's up, Bunny? Nice to see you. Trip during Peter Pan, liked the Calzone, didn't know Baby Yoda's name is Crook. I'm sorry! That's not my account, lol. What a liar. This guy. Can't believe him. Anyway, while we were watching, while we went on the Thunder Mountain, apparently the parade was still going. So when we got out, the parade was still happening. But on the other side of the park. And I was watching the line of cameras following it. And we also saw actual ducks being entertaining and cute. And that was very sweet to watch. Eric, finally. Goodbye, Eric. I swear it's AJ. Sure, the actual ducks were super cute. They were super cute. They were so cute. After that, we were really tired though, so we went to another cafe in Tomorrowland and we sat down. This one was strangely quiet and atmospheric. It was quite nice, actually. And I had I had Donald Duck. I had Mickey Mouse nuggets. They were shaped like Mickey Mouse. That was pretty cool. And some chips. And we finally, this was our adventure in looking for churros. We'd gone to Adventureland because they said there were churros there, and then I asked a lady where the churros were, and she was like, oh, they're in Tomorrowland. And we just come from Tomorrowland because we wanted the Mickey churros, and they couldn't see them there either. Anyway, so we had to walk all the way back to Tomorrowland from Adventureland to get the churros. And then the churros were dry and stale and sad, so... The lady gaslit me. She did! She totally gaslit us, man. I did not like the Mickey churro. And I'm not afraid to say that. If you got there faster, they would have been fresh. Probably. But they gave us crappy ones that weren't fresh. I was sad. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we got to enjoy that. And then we watched the fireworks, and the fireworks were really cool. They weren't like the fireworks that we were meant to see, because I think they canceled them, or they were like, they didn't want to do them. They decided that they were done with that. I'm trying to find something I thought I had. It was too windy. Yeah, whatever that means. And then, whilst the not real fireworks show was going on, it had a couple of fireworks, but nothing too crazy. The castle had, like, videos projected onto it, like Aladdin and Dumbo, I think, and they had Marvel projected onto it, like Iron Man and stuff. Which I thought was hilarious. And then after that, the Electric Parade started. And that was really, really cool. That was a great way to end the evening. I don't know what I'm meant to be doing. I guess I'll just hammer. Yeah, the Electric Dream Parade was wonderful. 10 out of 10. It was a very, very good day. I had a great time with Mike. It was really, really fun. Elsa waved at us, yeah. She let it go. And then, and then in the morning of the 1st of July, Mike watched the news. He wanted to watch the news in Japan. So he did that. And I think he enjoyed it a lot, actually. He was like, oh my god, the news is amazing here. That was his review. No, he likes to watch TV in different parts of the world to see what it's like, which I think is cool. But yeah, they had a lot of information about the heat and how to combat the heat, and they talked about like what actually works and what doesn't work. And they said that like the cooling patches that you get for like your forehead when you're sick, they're actually not very good for like the heat or something. And then they also said that taking tablets that like help with the heat don't actually help, and they can potentially damage your liver. So that was an interesting thing to learn. I also didn't know. I'm so tired. I swear for the past 90 minutes you've been just hitting bullshit in the yard. I mean, kinda, yeah. This is a farm sim JRPG type, oh, not JRPG. It's a farm sim, but it has like RPG elements to it, which is why I've been hitting the bullshit in the yard, because I'm getting prepared for spring so that I can, like, you know, plant shit. There is method to my madness. Anyway, Mike liked the news. That was cool. I think they did have a news report about the earthquake, the mega quake that was meant to happen. Someone like 10 years ago predicted that a mega quake would hit Japan on July the 5th or something. And like people on TikTok kind of made noise about it. Some people were like, "Oh my god, a mega quake is going to hit Japan. This is so crazy. Oh my god." Anyway, it didn't happen, obviously. But yeah, they were talking about how there were increases in seismic activity this year. So like the chances of it happening wouldn't be completely unlikely, but maybe it just wasn't ready yet. I don't know. Anyway, we went to Shibuya the next day. So after Disneyland, we went to Shibuya. And I got to show Mike the Shibuya 109 building. And he thought it was really cool. He was like, "Man, this is great. 9 whole level, or 8 technically. 8 whole levels of women's fashion? Hell yeah." Obviously, he loved it, and I loved it because I love fashion. We decided to go out in the afternoon instead. Yeah. We went out in the afternoon. That's the other context. I was like, I'm not willing to go out in the sun. I would like to stay inside. And I would like to go out when it is later in the day so that we can play in the evening. Anyway, I found a shirt in Shibuya 109 in a store there that says, "Choosy people choose Jesus." So I took a photo of it because I thought it was funny. It is funny. I'm hilarious. That's all you need to know. And I bought a cute dress, and it's really cool and fluffy, and I like it. And I can't wear it till summer. Actually, I could wear it in winter. I feel like wearing it to work. Like, work, they don't deserve to see me in this dress, so they're not going to see me in this dress. Can you send the dress later? I can, yeah, absolutely. And then we went to Starbucks. There was a little Starbucks at the bottom of at a building. And I got a Earl Grey frappe, and that was really, really yummy. I really liked that. Oh my god, it's so green again. I feel like I've been seeing white in this game for so friggin' long. Oh man, this is so good. It's finally spring. The cold has passed and it is slowly becoming warmer. It is the start of another fruitful year. Have you purchased any spring seeds yet? Materia has them all. She's lying. Materia does not have them all. Materia has flower seeds. Eric has the seeds for spring. Happy New Year's. Let us hope this year will be as good as the last. In my country, it is customary to send letters at this time. What? Send letters as this at the what? Wait. Oh, it is customary to send letters as this at the beginning of a new year. Did they mean like this? Wait, that doesn't make sense, right? In my country, it is customary to send letters as this at the beginning of a new year. Do they miss a word, such as this, at the beginning of a new year? May this year be full of happiness. My brain is broken. Anyway, I'm gonna go and... It looks so beautiful now. Wow. Man, I forgot how alive this game is when it's not winter. They're from a foreign country. That is a great excuse for making a screw up in the localization. That is a great excuse for messing that up. Anyway, After that, we went to Tower Records, and I showed Mike the Tower Records with like 6 levels.
Hey there.
It's a great store.
Hey there.
We got to see
Hey
lots of
there.
cool music and things, and they had
Hey there.
Tatsuro Yamashita's albums. They had like
Hey there.
redone them all and
Hey
remastered
there.
them, and they were re-releasing
Hey
them.
there.
Hey there, and they were so good. Very good shade of green, Baby Yoda reference, a lost art. Uh-huh.
Hey
Thanks.
there.
Come here.
Hey there. Hey there.
Anyway, teehee. I got a Tatsuro Yamashita album that I'd been wanting to get for ages, but they didn't have them, so I was finally able to get that, and that was cool. And then I saw some Hololive merch in the Tower Records, and that was cool. And then we went to the not the Adidas store. We went to the Michael Jordan store. It's basically what it was, right, Mike? Went to the Michael Jordan store, and Mike bought some Michael Jordan. Hi, lovey-dovey-dovey. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Can we please get a shout out? Thank you. I'm gonna farm. I'm gonna ship weeds. Welcome in. How was your stream? What were you streaming? Thank you for the shout out. Of course, of course. Anyway, Mike bought Mike at the Mike store, and that was pretty good. Played some Honkai Star Rail at the end. Nice, nice. I got to raid and run though. I have to sleep. No, that's no problem. Thank you so much for raiding. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You go and rest, okay? If any of you need to go and rest, go for it. I will have a wonderful stream. We're just talking about my trip to Japan recently. That's what we're doing today. After we went to the Michael Jordan store to buy Michael Jordan, we went to karaoke in Harajuku because it was just like we'd pretty much walked from Shibuya to Harajuku at that point. So I was like, we might as well go to Harajuku. And yeah, we went to karaoke there, and that was pretty cool. Mike got to have a melon soda float, and he was happy. I got to sing Snow Halation, which always makes me happy, because Snow Halation is the best. And then we walked down Takeshita Street because I wanted McDonald's, and we walked down that at night when everything was closed, and I saw a store, and it was the same name as like a big shopping center in Brisbane, and I thought that was really stupid, so I took a picture of it. And then we got to the Harajuku McDonald's, and Mike got to drink Jurassic Park soda, and he said it was really good, the Jurassic Park soda. So he was happy because he got that. It was so good. It was so good, guys. I got a teriyaki burger because I wanted to eat something distinctly available in McDonald's Japan. Was it prehistoric even? It was. It was so good. It was green. McFizz pineapple melon. Yeah. Pineapple melon flavor. Doesn't that sound delicious and refreshing, chat? Pineapple melon. Lovely fizzy drink. Anyway, we enjoyed that, and then it was the next day. It was Wednesday, and we needed to go to Kyoto. So I I got us all packed up. Mike got us all packed up. And then we took our heavy suitcases, this time very smartly, through Ikebukuro Station because we found all the elevators and we used those. And I made an account with the Shinkansen app, but foreshadowing, I didn't actually buy tickets through that, and I should have, because that was a bad idea. Anyway, we got there to the train station, and my plan was get a Shinkansen ticket, get a bento box with Mike, and then we eat Shinkansen bento boxes, and that would have been cool. But I didn't have tickets pre-purchased. So I got there, and then we had to waste a bunch of line waiting in... waste a bunch of time waiting in line to get tickets. And then the guy was like, oh, there's only tickets left in the green carts. And the green carts are like the business class carts. So he was like, you're gonna have to pay extra money. Also, you can't sit together. And I was like, okay. So he put like me in front and then Mike behind. But then no one was sitting next to Mike for the entire trip. So we actually could have sat together for the whole thing. But I didn't know that. And we paid extra money. And I didn't get enough time to get a bento box. So I was really frustrated because I didn't get to get a bento box. So that made me mad. And anyway, so I was on the Shinkansen and I didn't have anything to eat, and I hadn't had anything to eat before we got on it, so I was hungry and upset because I just wanted to eat something. And I tried to order, because in the green car you can order stuff with the QR code menu, but then the QR code, it worked, but then the thing to order wouldn't work on the website from the QR code, so then I couldn't eat anything. And the guy next to me was loud, and he would his phone had he had the sound on his phone on for notifications, and then he was like watching videos loudly, and anyway, so Japanese man at the Shinkansen ticket booth, you screwed me over, dude. Anyway, he wasn't that bad, I guess, the stranger, but like towards the end he was getting loud and I was getting frustrated. Anyway, we got off the Shinkansen, and because I couldn't navigate Kyoto Station's underground effectively, we had to go above ground and outside the train station and walk through the hot sun to get to the hotel, because I, at that point, couldn't really figure out how to do Kyoto Station without having to go up and down stairs. So I was giving up on myself there. But we got to our hotel. This was the only real hotel we were staying in for the whole trip. And we had splurged a little bit on this one. We had gone slightly above the budget of accommodation for this, but that's okay because we were basically under for the Airbnbs that I booked, so it all worked out. It was fine. Anyway, the hotel was really, really good. Extra loud Japanese businessman. Okay, I wasn't saying it, but he was Chinese. He was a tourist. He was a Chinese tourist. But I know they get a bad rap as it is, so I didn't want to say that. Anyway, the hotel was really, really nice. They had a lovely bath, like they had baths upstairs in the top level. Hi, Roulette, how are you going? Welcome, welcome. It's been a while. Good to see you. Yeah, they had baths upstairs, and the hotel smelled really, really nice. Like, really, really nice. It was a really cool hotel. And outside the baths, when you get back on the, like, back to the, like, corridor or hole, I guess, on the 9th floor, they had free ice cream, and that was really great. You know, 10 out of 10. What a good decision to have ice cream. My trip was good. I'm talking about it. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking you through the journey. You've missed the first part with Tokyo. But I was really happy at the hotel. I think especially because we had come off the back of, like, the Airbnb, the first Airbnb being kind of smelly. So, like, I was really happy that we could, go to a place that smelt really good and that had, like, amazing baths that I could use and like, yeah, and lots of space in our hotel room so we could spread out our stuff a little bit. I was really happy. I have completely missed the memo of doing stuff today. I was meant to go and pardon me. I was meant to go and do a thingy. I'm sorry, that was probably really loud.
Hi.
I need to go break up this mochi. Oh my god.
Hi.
I'm gonna do it. Oh no, what if this requires RP that I don't have? Maybe it does. Do I have anything in here that I could eat? No. Oh, that's where it went. Okay. It's fine. This needs a remake or a remaster. That would be really good to see. Cool. But yeah, so the hotel was amazing and we put all our stuff down and then of course I wanted food, so we went to, there's like a little shopping district and food district, at Kyoto Station. So we went there and we got chilled udon, we got cold udon, and that was really, really good. Cool. I'm not giving her any. I don't need her. I have to give it to the other maidens. And then I went and had a bath and Mike had a nap and he didn't have a bath and I was like, he's crazy, he didn't have a bath. But the bath was amazing, so I had a really good time. Here, girl. Have some mochi. Yay! And then, where's Cinnamon?
Hey!
Hey! Huh? Oh my god, she was right there. Mother trucker.
Oh, the weather.
Happy New Year's!
Good day.
Tee hee hee.
Happy
Yeah, and then the next day we went to the Nintendo Museum. Oh. So we got our Nintendo tickets the day before. They were available to be QR code download, whatever, at about 2 o'clock. So I did that. I got them all ready to go. And then Mike and I took the train and we went all the way to the Nintendo Museum. It was only like a 20-30 minute train ride. No. I liked doing the Nintendo Museum. The train was uncrowded. Yeah, the train wasn't crowded. And it was just a very pleasant ride there. And then the museum itself was really lovely. The security to get in there was crazy though. Like, you would go in. I guess I'll give her one because I feel bad now. But yeah, like, to get in, you have to go through, like, airport-style security. You have to, like, line up, and then you have to take off your bag, and then you have to put it on the conveyor belt thingy, and it gets x-rayed so that you're not smuggling PlayStations into the Nintendo Museum. And then they scan your water bottle to make sure that there's water in there. And they put a little sticker on it, and they were like, yeah, this is water. Oh, and we were too early, so we had to get Coco Curry again. Yeah, there was a Coco Curry right across from it. So we got that because we were there so early, we just had to get something. Anyway, I was really happy because I love Coco Curry. But yeah, so we go through the museum... Sorry, we go through the airport-style security to get into the Nintendo Museum, but that doesn't even get you into the museum part. That gets you into the plaza before the museum. Like, do you see how crazy this is? And then you're supposed to put your umbrella in a certain section, and I can already hear Mike going, oh my god, because yeah, I'm gonna say it. You're supposed to put your umbrella in the section for umbrellas, but we didn't see that, so Mike smuggled his umbrella into the museum itself after getting it past airport security and not placing it in the umbrella thingy. So now we're gonna get Nintendo's gonna snipe us. They're flying to America right now. They've called Doug Bowser up and they said, hey man, we're gonna need you to take care of it. And he's gonna be like, yep, I know what I have to do. And then he's gonna come in and he's gonna Bowser Mike for bringing an umbrella into the Nintendo Museum. Anyway, so in the actual museum part, it's really cool. You get so your ticket isn't a paper ticket, it's a card with a QR code on it, a little chip scanny thingy. I don't know, it's probably just a QR code, honestly. But yeah, and you get 10 coins on your card ticket when you enter the museum. 10 coins are uploaded onto it. And those coins will be your currency to play the activities when you get to that level of the museum. So the museum has 2 levels. The upper level is where they have all of the secrets. And you're asking, what kind of secrets, Faye? Well, let me tell you. It's just the consoles, guys. It's basically just all the consoles they've made and, like, the most popular games and titles that were on those consoles. That's it. Which is actually really interesting. It was really cool to explore and see all the different consoles and all the accessories that came with them. They had some history of, like, Nintendo and, like, the development of their games over time, how they started with, like, the cards and then they eventually went to, like, mini baseball things at home, like little ping pong baseball. And then they had, like, their little gun thing, toy guns that, like, are toy guns. And then they get into consoles eventually and start making video games. That was pretty cool. That was neat. I liked the wall dedicated to the development, the trajectory of their instruction manuals, how their instruction manuals have changed over the years. That was pretty cool. You know, oh wait, no, I did need to go over there. If you're that kind of nerd, I didn't get a Wii remote pillar because it was big and I didn't want to have to carry it. That was why I didn't get it. I'm sorry. Otherwise, I wouldn't have hesitated. Oh, I can't plant that. That blooms in 60 days. But yeah, you weren't allowed to take photos in the upstairs section. You couldn't take any photos except for a photo of the Switch 2 case in the middle. So there's a Switch 2 area, very small, and you could take a photo of that, but you couldn't take a photo of the rest of the museum, which I thought was silly. And, yeah, but that's just my thoughts and feelings, obviously. And I can't project that onto Nintendo. Clearly, they felt it was important to not have people take photos of that section. And that's okay. I'm being very diplomatic about it because I thought it was silly. Anyway, and then you go downstairs, and in the downstairs section, you can take photos. That's okay. You can take photos in the game section downstairs, and they have a bunch of different, like, little mini games that you can try. So they have, like, a little love scanner thing where you and, like, your pair hold these two electro thingies that, like, test your love scale. And then you play some mini games. And I thought that was pretty cute. And then the baseball, the mini baseball thing was cool. I liked that. What else was cool? Oh, the giant controllers were cool. I liked the giant controllers. They were fun. You and your pair would control a giant Wii remote, and you could, like, we played the pilot mini game from Wii Sports Resort. So I was really happy because I love Wii Sports Resort. And then we played the giant 64 controller, and that was playing Mario 64, and we did really well on that. And I'm gonna say no further comments to that. We were more efficient than other people, that's for sure. Did the museum talk about Nintendo Love Hotels? They didn't. They did manage to skip over that particular piece of their sordid past. Perhaps they were avoiding it for reasons unknown to me. I don't know why they would want to avoid that. I personally think they should embrace all their flaws. Anyway, all these mini games cost coins, so that's why you have the 10 coins. Because when you go downstairs to the mini games, you have to scan your card, and each mini game costs a certain number of coins. So, the Ferris wheel. Yeah, I'll get to the Ferris wheel. Oh my god, let me get there. But yeah, so, like, the giant controllers, those cost 2 coins to do. And you get about 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play. And that was pretty cool. The game that cost the most coins was the shooty gun game that we didn't do because it costs 4 coins. And I was like, fuck Nintendo, that costs way too much, and the line's way too long, and I don't want to do that, because I'm edgy. Anyway, they had these little, like, Game & Watch mini games that you could do, like, motion sensor Game & Watch thing. That was 1 coin, that was the cheapest one. I didn't want to do that, though, because then, like, I don't know, I just didn't want to do it. And then the other thing that cost 1 coin was the playing on the Switch emulated the Switch virtual console fucking things, and you could play like the old games that were, yeah. That was cool. I played Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, and I had a really good time. I used 2 of my coins for that because if you used, so 1 coin for that particular game equaled 7 minutes of gameplay. So I tried to speedrun to Minecart Madness, and I did not succeed in 7 minutes, but I did succeed in 14 minutes, and I got to play it. So I could speedrun. Fuck yeah. I used 2 coins so I could play for 14 minutes. That's the moral of that story. But yeah, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I think that it was worth the amount of money that we paid for it. So we paid $30 each for the Nintendo Museum, and I think that is a really good price considering what it is, you know? I thought that was, yeah. I think if they charged anything more than that, like if they charged like $50 or like, God forbid, $70 to $80, I would say I don't think it's worth it. But $30, absolutely. A very cool experience. Yeah. Anyway, after we went in the museum, we went in the Hateno Cafe, which is the cafe at the Nintendo Museum. And they had a build your own burger experience. So you could build your own burger. We didn't do that because we're cool and we didn't want to. And we weren't hungry because we had cocoa curry before we went in. So instead, we got ice cream, and I got these little potato bowls. They were like fluffy potato bowls. They were good. I liked those. I liked the ice cream. That was really yummy. They had some cool little Nintendo Easter eggs in the cafe. They had like a stained glass window that looked like Toon Link and Toon Princess Zelda. And they had, yeah, they had the posters that you can get in Animal Crossing New Horizons when you get all of the bugs and the fish and stuff. And then while we were sitting there enjoying our ice cream, it started raining like a lot, and it was very thundery and scary. But it was okay because we were fine. So, you know, obviously it's about us. But yeah. Oh, and we did go to the shop in the Nintendo Museum, of course. And we looked at all the cool pillars, and we didn't buy any. We bought some cool stickers that look like the game covers for all the games. And, I bought a little gacha box thingy, and it had a little Game Boy cube in it. And the Game Boy cube makes the sound of a Game Boy startup. And that was really cool. And then we also got a little keychain that looks like a DS, and I got that from my dad. And then we took some photos, and then we went to we went home. We went back, and this was after the rain had subsided because there was a lot of rain. It was a lot. Yep. If I bought a Yoshi egg, it would not have fit. Yeah, Mike wanted to buy a Yoshi egg plushie, but it wouldn't have fit, so he didn't get it. But I think next time we go, if we go again, we can get a Yoshi egg, I reckon. We can make that happen. Make room for the Yoshi egg, Mike. Anyway, so that evening, I said to Mike, you have to go in the bath. You have to know what it's like. So I convinced him to go. Because he didn't go the night before, because he was napping and tired and didn't really want to go in the baths. And that's fine. Anyway, Mike went in. What was special about the bath? It's like the hot springs. It's hot spring style. So it was good. You're soaking in a nice warm bath. And he had a headache the night before, so he didn't want to go in the bath. Though I reckon the bath would have helped. But anyway, the other thing the hotel did that was really cool was 9:30 till like 11:30, they serve ramen, free ramen that you can go get. So we went and got free ramen, and that was really nice. That was really, really good. That was really good ramen. It was free. That's the most important part, is that it was free. In fact, it was only made more delicious by being free. That's true. It was more delicious because of its freeness. There's so many weeds! Ah! Anyway, if I don't start planting seeds, I'm gonna lose it. So I've gotta start planting seeds. We almost bought a whole cake, but someone stopped us. It was me. I stopped us because I didn't order a whole cake. Mike is under the illusion that some cosmic entity stopped us from ordering an entire cake. But it was just me going, oh, they have single servings. I think we'll just get 2 single servings and enjoy that. In fact, it was twice on that trip that we didn't get a whole cake. Twice we were given the opportunity to get an entire cake, and twice I foiled the plan by ordering singular cake. Anyway, I betrayed Mike's trust, clearly. But yeah. So that was cool. That was a lovely time in Kyoto. We didn't book for a long haul in Kyoto because I was conscious of the fact that a lot of tourists are there at the moment, and I didn't want to like contribute too heavy to that, which is ironic because of what I'm about to say. So we went to we were going to go to Osaka the next day from after the Nintendo Museum, but we would have a lot of downtime between checkout from the Kyoto hotel and check-in to the Osaka Airbnb. So I was like, we need to find something to do to kill time. And so Nara happens to be on the way to Osaka, technically. It's a little bit off the path, but it's not quite enough that it's inconvenient. Because, like, you can just put your suitcases down and then off you go. You can just take a train over to Nara. It's really not that far. So anyway, we did that. We took our stuff. We found coin lockers at the station that we would need to be at to get to Osaka. And we made the journey. Oh wait, sorry. The station we wanted to put our luggage at didn't have big enough coin lockers for my giant ass suitcase, so it wasn't gonna work. So we decided to go straight to Nara with them, and then we found coin lockers that were big enough for my giant ass suitcase, because my giant ass suitcase is too American and giant for these tiny coin lockers at that one station. I digress. The point is we went to Nara, and it was really hot and really humid, and there were tourists everywhere because we were tourists as well. We were tourists there, and we were everywhere, and they were everywhere, and it was a lot. There was just a lot going on, man. There was so much happening. It was very overwhelming. But yeah. We got to hang out with the deers. They are aggressive a little bit. Not really aggressive. They're actually quite docile, really. But, like, if you have crackers, they want them. And they will bite you to get them. They will bite your clothes to get crackers from you. So that was really interesting. And Mike was tired. And I was tired, too. And honestly, like, it was fine. It was fine. It was a lovely experience getting to feed the deer. And we found a nice, quiet area that it was like a lovely little garden that you had to pay a coin to get into. And we did that, and it was lovely and quiet, and there weren't very many people there. So that was my favorite part, the part where there weren't many people. So I was getting peopled out by then. I was like, man, I'm sick of people. I sure could go without people for a bit. And yeah, what else, Mike? Do you have other feelings you would like to share? I made a really good joke. He made a really good joke. Do you want to say it here, Mike, or do you want to save it for your stream where you tell really good jokes? The only place in Japan with life forms that want crackers. They want them. They absolutely want them. They love those crackers. You know who else wanted a cracker? Michael. He tried one. He tried it and he ate it. He ate a cracker. He didn't eat the whole cracker, but he definitely tried one. And he was like, oh, it's fine. They taste like normal crackers. And I was like, Mike, those are for the deers. They're not for you. Anyway, he didn't listen, obviously. And now he's a deer. He changed into a deer. And we can't really do anything about that. He's just a deer now. It's really sad, actually. I have to, you know, I have to date a deer. This is terrible. Anyway, yeah, you try to feed like one deer, but then there's like 6 others around you that also want them at the same time as that deer. So then it kind of turns into a bit of chaos. And it's just a lot. Would you still love me if I was a deer? Maybe. I mean, you eat crackers like one, sir. Will you bow if I get? Will you bow and then eat the cracker? You have to bow first. You can't just have it. And yes, they will bow in order to get a cracker, but like, it's totally a Pavlovian thing. They've totally learned that if they do that, they get crackers. So therefore. So, you know, in my opinion, that ruins the magic, you know? They're not polite deer. They are passive-aggressive. They'll also headbutt you or try to eat your clothes. One of them did bite my clothes, but that was because I wasn't giving it a cracker fast enough. So that was really interesting. Anyway, there were some lovely nature walks all throughout, and there were baby deer, so that was really cute. I took a lot of photos in that area. Yep. Anyway, after we did that, I wanted to eat food, and lo and behold, Mossburger was there. Not at the park, but at like a little food district near the park. So I got to eat Mossburger, which is great because Mossburger isn't here anymore. They don't have any Mossburgers here in Queens. Maybe they have them in Sydney or Melbourne, but they sure don't have them here. I'm pretty sure they don't have them in Sydney or Melbourne anymore. I'm pretty sure Mossburger died a sad death here in this country because all these people wouldn't go and eat it. Anyway, so I got to eat Mossburger again. And it was delicious. I've never seen Mossburger. Bunny, you gotta eat it. You gotta see if it's around, man. It's really good. But yeah, we got Mossburger. Mike thinks it's aight. I know it's more than aight. It's good stuff. and I got to have a yummy moss burger for the first time in ages, and it was great. Oh yeah, and we fed koi fish while we were there as well in the garden. They had like a little, it was very much an honor system of, oh, if you've got coins and you put them in here, you can feed the fish. But like realistically, you could just take the bag and not pay a coin. Cause like, who's watching, bro? Yeah, but we didn't do that. We didn't steal food. We paid for it because we're awesome. And it was cool. We got to feed the fish. They were super happy. I was super happy because I was feeding fish. Just one of those small joys in life. Mike did not try the fish food though. Apparently he wasn't gang enough to try it, so make of that what you will, I guess. Anyway, after that, it was time to go to Osaka. So we got our stuff from the train station in Nara, and we made the journey to Osaka, and it was lovely. And we got to our Airbnb, and the Airbnb was, it had 2 double beds, so there was lots of space on those beds. And the aircon was great, and we were really hot and tired, and we decided we gotta go out, obviously. So we went to Dotonbori, which happened to be like a 10-minute walk from us. So I accidentally chose a really good Airbnb, to be honest. I've never been to Dotonbori before because last time I was in Osaka, I just wasn't really on my list of things to do. To be honest, I didn't know what I was doing when I first went, so that was fine. Anyway, didn't go to Dotonbori the first time, but we went this time, and it was awesome. There was lots of really cool stuff there, but Mike was insistent on doing this goddamn Ferris wheel at Don Quixote. It's a weird-ass Ferris wheel that's in like a U shape rather than like, not a U shape. It's in like a oval. It's like a zero shape, like a zero shape, you know. And I give it 0 points, because apparently I'm really scared of heights. So that was not a very fun ride. I think in a normal Ferris wheel, I would probably be okay, but that Ferris wheel is unsettling because, I'm pausing, because you like, when it goes on the curves of like the zero, you know, when it's like curving before it goes straight for a bit, it makes this horrible creaking sound that sounds like it's gonna like fucking fall apart at any moment, and it's horrifying. It's terrible. I hated it. And I closed my eyes for most of it because it was just so tall. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man. I went on the Ferris wheel near the Kaiyukan Aquarium, and I was fine with that. And that Ferris wheel's ginormous, but for some fucking reason, this Ferris wheel in Don Quixote was like giving me Final Destination vibes. I was like, this is it. I'm gonna fucking die on this stupid Ferris wheel. And the last thing that I'll have ever seen is a giant crab on a building. And it was a lot, man. It was a lot. I clung to the pole inside the Ferris wheel, inside our little cabin, the whole time, and I didn't really open my eyes, and whenever it made the creaking sound, I was terrified that we would fall off and it would fall apart and everything would go bad. Anyway, we survived, obviously. I'm very dramatic. But I was very not happy with the Ferris wheel. Yeah. That's my conclusion on that. Anyway, what else? After the Ferris wheel, we had a look around Don Quixote. Mike hadn't been to a Don Quixote yet, so this was like the perfect opportunity for him to look at one. And he thought it was really awesome. And he can give you his review of the Don Quixote. But I won't give you my review because I don't want to. Get wrecked, chat. I'm kidding. Don Quixote's fine. It's Don Quixote, you know? I went the wrong way. I want to go back that way. It was crowded though. Yeah, it is crowded. It's crowded and there's lots of people there and yeah, like he said, it's really crowded. No, I need that to give to her. I can't just put it beside her. I have to give it to her. Anyway, after that, we walked past the Guriko, the Running Man sign, the Guriko Running Man sign, and we took a picture of it. We didn't take a picture doing the Running Man thing, because, I'm not lame. Even if you did do it, it's not that lame. Hey, kid. Check it. I got a fucking map for you. Anyway, I really wanted to eat takoyaki because we were in Dotonbori and Osaka, and I wanted... Did I just give him the map? And he didn't even care? What the fuck? Did I just waste that? No. Aw, man. Ah, that was... Oh, that was such a bad move. Whatever. That little twerp can have it. I don't fucking want it anyway. But yeah, so we did that, reset. I can't. I saved too far back. It's not worth it. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I wanted to eat takoyaki, and we found a place that had takoyaki, but it wasn't just like they make it for you and give it to you. You make the takoyaki. You are the takoyaki master. So yeah, we had a drinking companion for the evening and in this takoyaki bar. It was a snake liqueur. And the jar of snake liqueur had a dead snake in it. And that was our drinking buddy.
That will be 10 gold.
Yeah. Yoku dekimashita. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I'm amazing. Hey, dude.
Good evening.
He likes strawberries. Cool. But yeah, Mike didn't want to eat the takoyaki because it had octopus in it, and the concept of octopus freaked him out. So he didn't want to eat it, so Mike didn't eat the takoyaki that I made at all. And I am gonna say that, and he's gonna be like, man, I feel bad. And I will tell him to feel bad, because I made amazing takoyaki, and it was so good. He didn't like the octopus, which I can sympathize with, but I made it, so therefore it would taste good because I made it.
How many years are we up to?
Anyway, the other thing that we ate though was Creamia ice cream. This is ice cream that you can just get in Japan at random places, but like the cone is like cookie. It's like a cookie cone, and it's really, really good. And we got the vanilla chocolate swirl flavor, and it was really yummy, and I was really happy to see it because I hadn't had it for a really long time, and it was delicious. You were my cameraman. Yeah, but then, like, you don't need to film after it's done. Anyway, whatever. He didn't eat it. It's fine. I got to eat all the takoyaki by myself, and Mike had rice, and he was happy because the rice didn't have sesame seeds on it, So that made him really happy because he'd been getting a lot of rice with sesame seeds, and it was quite upsetting to him. Anyway, the next day, Chad. It's the next day. We've had a lovely, relaxing time. We decided to go to the Kaiyukan Aquarium, and I forgot it was Saturday. So it was really, really busy. And that made me even more nervous for what was gonna come on Sunday. But anyway, the Kaiyukan Aquarium was awesome. There were lots of cool fish. They had a whole section dedicated to, like, how they developed their Great Barrier Reef exhibit, which I thought was a neat little detail. But yeah. Oh, but before we went to the Kaiyukan Aquarium, we had some time between when we purchased the tickets and when we were allowed to go in, because they had like a timed seating, timed viewing, I guess. So we went to a cafe right near it, and they had whale shark ramune soda, which is just ramune soda, but they put a little whale shark straw with it, and that was really cool. That was delicious because the ramune soda had like ramune candy at the bottom, and that was really yummy, and I really liked that. And I got to eat omurice at the cafe, and I hadn't got omurice at all during the trip, so I was really happy to have some omurice. Yeah, I said that, chat. Yeah, and Mike got banana chocolate pancakes. And then we were wandering around, and we went to... I'm not gonna do all of this in consecutive order. We went to Daiso, and I got a cute laundry bag that looks like the cat from Aristocats. And I got a bath bomb that had a little eye. It was like a magical girl bath bomb with a magical girl wand inside it, and that was cool. And then we went to the Lego store. We didn't go into the Lego Discovery Center because we didn't have tickets, and I wasn't really willing to wait. And yeah, and then we went to Mr. Donut because I wanted Mr. Donut, and they had chocolate donuts, and those chocolate donuts taste exactly like the chocolate mud cake donuts that Krispy Kreme used to have back in the day that they discontinued for some crazy reason. I don't know, maybe their heads are broken. Why would you discontinue your best product? Doesn't make sense to me, but it doesn't matter because apparently they've been at Mr. Donut the whole time. I didn't know this. I didn't know that Mr. Donut had the chocolate donuts that I love. They're not the actual chocolate donuts from Mr. Donut, from Krispy Kreme, but they taste pretty much the same, and that made me really happy. So we got to eat that. And yeah. And then we went into the aquarium, and I saw a stingray, and that made me really happy because they're really cute and they have little smiley faces. And then we saw turtle, and turtle made me happy. There weren't enough turtles. I think my review of Kaiyukan Aquarium, more turtles please. I would like more turtles in my aquarium. Thank you. But yeah, there were penguins. They were pretty cute. There were dolphins. They were cute. If you don't think too hard about the kind of personalities the dolphins have, they're pretty cute. And then we saw seals, and the seals were really cute as well. And that was a very happy little date. I liked the jellyfish at the end. That was pretty nice. And then after that, I was like, we gotta go to the Nintendo store here. Because there's a Nintendo store here that we haven't gone to, and I haven't been to the one in Tokyo, so we gotta go to the one here. And so we went into the main area of Osaka, and we got to the top floor of this apartment building where they have the Nintendo store. And the Nintendo store had heaps of Animal Crossing merchandise. So I got heaps of Animal Crossing merchandise, probably way too much. And then I also got a Super Nintendo retro controller. I got a Super Nintendo controller that I can use with my Switch so that I can play Donkey Kong Country, but on a Super Nintendo controller instead of my Switch controls, which have made it much harder to play. For some reason. I guess because the vibes aren't right. Did I not water these? That was silly. Anyway, but yeah. And then while we were there, we saw the Square Enix pop-up store, and they were having their 25th anniversary for Final Fantasy IX. So we checked that out. And Mike felt bad going into the store because he was like, we don't play Final Fantasy IX. And I was like, it's fine. It doesn't matter. And then harvest some water. Okay, so they know they go to work. Alright, cool. But yeah, so we went into the Square Enix store where they had Final Fantasy IX. And we were fake fans for a little bit because we don't actually play that. But what we do play is Final Fantasy XIV Online. They had merchandise for that. You could get a tent. Isn't that cool? A tent. I'm gonna leave some of this and see if the elephant waters it. But I don't know for sure. Anyway, yeah, they had camping equipment for Final Fantasy XIV. I'm guessing they're doing some kind of camping thing at the moment. But that was pretty cool. And they had a Horimiya section for the anime from the manga, really. And that was really cool. And they had a Pandora Hearts section. So I immediately called Leo. And I was like, hey, do you want some Pandora Hearts merch? But they were at a wedding, so they didn't answer. But they did send me a message being like, I'm at a wedding. What are you doing? And I was like, you don't understand. It's Pandora Hearts. Because there's not a lot of stuff out in the rest of the world for that. So yeah, I got that for Leo. But yeah, and then it was the night before the next day. That makes sense? Good, you're following well. And we were on the Universal app for Universal Studios Japan. And we had already logged our tickets onto the app, just like we did with Disney. As soon as we got the tickets for Disneyland, we got the Disney app, Tokyo Disney app, and we put our tickets on there. And our tickets were registered. And we did the exact same thing with Universal Studios Japan. As soon as we got the tickets for that, we put our tickets on the app. Apparently that's not how you're meant to do it. Apparently you're not meant to put your tickets on the app until the day of. But I didn't fucking know that. And so, I don't know how any of the standby passes worked. I didn't know how any of it worked. Because every time we tried to use the app would just show Shrek standing like a smug asshole. Being all like, haha, this isn't available right now. Check back later. Like, fuck you, Shrek. Anyway. I obviously I was getting nervous because we didn't have purchased tickets to Nintendo Land inside Universal Studios. So, as far as I was aware, we weren't getting into Nintendo Land because we couldn't get them. And maybe we were like, oh, maybe it's like Disney where when you get in the park, you can get fast passes or like standby passes. But yeah, so like maybe we just have to wait until the day of. This is foreshadowing. Anyway, it's the day of. We go to Universal Studios. I decide to go this time when the studio opens, not before it opens. And I feel like I made that mistake. I feel like that was the first mistake I made that day, was not getting there a little bit earlier, because it was really long lines to get in. It took us like 40 minutes. I'm probably being dramatic. It took us like 40 minutes to get in, guys. It was so long. And then the line that we went in to get through the security. So not even the line to get in. This is the line to get through security to get in. That line that we entered was either a real line or it wasn't the real line. But either way, that line forked into one line at the end, but there was already another line at the end that already forked into it. So there was too many lines. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. There's too many friggin' lines. It was terrible. I was upset. And even though we now had our umbrella and our fan, it was still very, very hot. And so I was increasingly annoyed and frustrated going in. And I was tired because we were at the leg end of our trip. Anyway, we get into the park. And my first thought is, shit, how are we gonna get into Nintendo Land, man? Because every time you go online and you ask about Nintendo Land, everyone's always like, you gotta get tickets. You gotta get an entry area ticket, get an timed area entry ticket to get into Nintendo Land. So you gotta like you have to go in and you have to immediately request a standby entry to a ticket if you didn't buy it before you went in, which we couldn't do. And then because it was like tied to a bunch of other shit we didn't want to do and we didn't want to spend a bunch of money. Anyway, point is, I start walking towards Nintendo Land and the map is confusing me. So I go to Harry Potter World thinking maybe we can get to Nintendo Land like around there because they're right next to each other. So maybe there's like a pathway between the two to get there. There isn't a pathway between the two. I was wrong. So we get to Harry Potter World and then we're trapped there and we can't get to Nintendo World. And I start crying. I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, we're never getting into Nintendo World, man. This is never happening. Oh my god, I've ruined everything on this trip. Oh my god. We just want to get into Nintendo Land. I was having a full-blown meltdown in front of the Hogwarts Express, and I wasn't afraid. I was super embarrassed. What am I doing? I gotta water these. Yeah. Anyway, it was a Sunday as well, so I was fully expecting that we were just fucked, because it's a weekend. Like, there's no way that we're getting into Nintendo World on a weekend where we can't get standby tickets on the app. The app's broken. I can't get fast pass tickets for any ride. I can't get express lane tickets for any ride because every time I open the app, Shrek is standing there like an asshole. So I can't do anything. The app doesn't work. It's broken as fuck. And everyone on the reviews is like, this app is amazing. It works so well. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck did I do to this app? Like, why doesn't it work for me? I don't understand what I've done wrong. And then someone's like, you need to load your tickets on the day of when you get in the park. I'm like, I didn't fucking know that. I didn't know that. Why doesn't the app like just know? Tokyo Disneyland's app knew. Anyway. Sorry, that took a really negative turn. Let me keep going. The point is that I was worrying for nothing because it turned out that they didn't need timed tickets to get into Nintendo World that day. You didn't need them. You could just go in. You could just fucking go in, dude. It wasn't even that big a deal. But I was freaking the fuck out for no good reason because everything had been set up to freak me out, you know? Everything that I'd read online didn't prepare me for the fact that they were just gonna let people in for that day. So, yeah, that was interesting. Anyway, we got in. We go through the pipe. It takes us to a magical new world. And we get to Nintendo World, and you're first introduced through Peach's castle. It's very nice. There's lots of lovely things going on in there.
Anything else?
Reharvested, yep.
Anything else?
Strawberries can be reharvested.
Anything else?
Did he what on the stairs, Bunny? Excuse me? Anyway, yeah, so we get in and we go to the Toad Cafe, and it says there's reservation. You have to book for the Toad Cafe. So I immediately did that. I got the QR code, and I got a booking for about 15 minutes from when we got in there. So I would just like to say I'm very smart. And that was really cool. Nintendo Ambassador stream, we do. Yeah, please refrain from talking about confusing things when that are anti-Nintendo in my Nintendo positivity stream. What am I doing? I'm gonna buy a bunch of shit after I plant a bunch of shit. But yeah, the Nintendo Land is very atmospheric. There's lots of really cool details. It's very overwhelming if there's lots of people. But yeah, we get inside the cafe and we order our food, and it's really cool. There's toads, they're cooking, they're chefing, the toads are chefing. And that's awesome. We love a good chefing toad. And I ordered the fire flower spaghetti. It was not spicy. I was under the impression that if it was fire flower spaghetti, it would be spicy. But it's not spicy. It's just tomato. But it was a really, really good pasta. The meatball was really yummy, and the pasta was good, and the sauce was good. 10 out of 10. What a good pasta. And Mike got the Mario burger. He got the Mario Jumpman Mario burger, and he really liked that. He, especially once he took all the sauce off it. But it has bacon on it, and they give you like one tiny piece of bacon, and I thought that was really funny. But very Japan. It's just one tiny little piece of bacon that they like sadly put on it. And it was good. But yeah, Mike was happy, and we got power-up bands that we could use to power up, so we could go and hit stuff, and it would, this was the only time where the app fucking worked, is when we registered our power-up bands to it, and then we could use it for, like, the coin blocks and stuff, and get coins and stamps and things like that around the Nintendo Land area. So that was cool. After that, we went, through the very crowded area, and we made our way to Donkey Kong's country. I really wanted to go there because they have the Minecart Madness ride, and I wanted to ride that. I wanted to ride the Donkey Kong roller coaster. That's all I've wanted to do since I saw a video of it. So that's exactly what we did. Now here comes the first problem. We don't have any express passes, and the line for that was 120 minutes. So I was like, well, shit, I guess we're in it for the long haul. So we wait. It doesn't take an hour and 20 minutes. It takes like an hour or so, maybe an hour and maybe like 90 minutes. No. An hour and 20 minutes. I got that wrong. 120 minutes. That's what I said. Yeah. Sorry. I was right. Yeah. But it takes like an hour and something. It doesn't take as long as it says it would. Okay. Oh, she's gonna be so mad I put weeds in there. Anyway, Donkey Kong's house was there. That was cool. And Cranky Kong was at the ride, and that was awesome. And yeah, and we went on the roller coaster, and it does lunge you around a little bit. So if you have a bad neck, I probably wouldn't go on it. But I don't have a bad neck. I don't have anything. I'm fine. I went on it. I had heaps of fun. I love roller coasters. They're so good. Anyway, after that, we decided to look around the stores at Nintendo World. I collected my Kong my KONGs. You gotta get your KONG as is in the game. So I ran around the Kong area getting that, and that was fun. And then yeah, and then we went into the store. The store was really, really crowded yet again. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna make complaints here. I apologize. There were a lot of people like sitting just like in the way because there were no seats at Nintendo Land. In fact, pretty much Harry Potter World, Nintendo Land, there's like not really seats anywhere in those places. I guess because they don't want you to like loiter there, but people were loitering anyway because nobody was telling them to move. So like when you would go into the store, right, it would be like a big pipe to get in. But people would be sitting in the pipe and it would just make it like more crowded to get in and out. And then like Peach's Castle, which is the first thing you see when you get out of the big pipe to get into Nintendo Land. You like go through Peach's Castle, like a corridor which looks like Peach's Castle, and there are people just sitting in there, and like someone had their shoes off and was just way too comfortable, like way too comfortable. People were napping inside the Peach's Castle corridor, and I was like, damn, it's rough out here. We're roughhousing it in Peach's corridor. So yeah. I think they should put seating in those areas so that people can like comfortably sit rather than having them crowd everywhere. Because clearly they don't mind if people sit, because it's not like they were telling them to move or anything. But then if you know people want to sit down because they're going to be tired, why wouldn't you just like make room for that? You know, it's really confusing. I'm gonna go fight some stuff while I have a lot of RP left. But yeah, so that was interesting. Anyway, I was getting overwhelmed by the space, so we went back to Harry Potter World, and I wanted to get butterbeer, because I was like, oh, I remember liking that. And they had a frozen Slurpee butterbeer, which was cool, so we got that, and Mike got a normal one, and, I must have broken the memory of drinking butterbeer to think that I liked it, because I didn't really like it at all, actually. I didn't like it at all. Turns out I don't like butterbeer, guys. But yeah, and then we looked around some of the Harry Potter stores. I don't really care for Harry Potter, so I just went because, like, my sister likes it, and I wanted to take photos to show her, I guess. Anyway, we went on a Harry Potter Hogwarts ride, and this was my next mistake. No, I paralyzed myself. But yeah, so that ride has two things that Mike and I can't handle. First of all, it's a very motion sick type ride. I couldn't handle that. It was a bad time for me. I had to close my eyes for a majority of it, because I couldn't handle the movement of, so like, the ride will put you in front of these big, like, rounded screens and, like, simulate, like 4D, you know, it'll, like, simulate you being in a Quidditch match or something. But I can't do that kind of stuff. That stuff, like, makes me want to throw up and die. So I had to close my eyes, and that was a lot of the sections. But the other lot of section there was a section where you go into the Forbidden Forest. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. And there are spiders everywhere in that section. Like, everywhere. And Mike was terrified, because of course he was, because spiders is scary. And yeah, so Mike had a really bad time because of that, because that section for some reason, lasted a really long time. Like, just a really, really long time. It was like they knew Mike was there, and they just wanted him to suffer. So, yeah. And then there was a part with a dragon that breathed hot air onto me, and I didn't like that part because it was hot air, and I was upset because it was really hot outside. So, I was mad that when we were in the air-conned lovely area, they were making us deal with hot air. Anyway, after that, we got off that ride. Mike's back was tingling because he was not having a good time. So I decided that we should go outside that area and well away from it. And we went to the Kitty Land, where they have Snoopy, Elmo, and very specifically Hello Kitty. Not any of the other Sanrio products, only Hello Kitty. And we were kind of just sitting just outside of that area, and they had a stand that was selling like mango on a stick. It was like a ice mango on a stick thing. And I thought, once again, my memory betrayed me because I thought that that tasted really good when I went before. I was like, oh, it's so cold and refreshing and like sweet and yummy. But I guess because it's real fruit that's like frozen, it's inconsistent. So therefore, the pieces that we had were not good, and they were very, they were quite plain. They didn't taste sweet, really. They just kind of tasted like coldness and sad mango. Like not a good mango flavor. Anyway, so Mike was upset because he didn't like that, and he'd just come off the back of the trauma of having to, like, deal with spiders. And I felt really bad because I was ruining Universal. I was ruining Universal for him. Anyway, yeah, so I took some pictures of the Hello Kitty area for Bunny because I knew Bunny would at least be able to like it. I was just like, it's Hello Kitty. I'm not a big fan of Hello Kitty. Anyway, and then we walked around and we got to the New York section. And the New York section has a restaurant there that's like an Irish pub type restaurant. And I remember the last time I went, I got in like immediately, but this time there was a 120-minute long wait. 120 minutes. So we were like, fuck that. We ain't that happy. We don't need that. If it was Pochako, you would be so down. Yeah, I would, but it was just Hello Kitty. So it was like, not really that cool. But yeah, as I was walking around there though, I did see this thing called the Summer Dance Nights with Hybe, which is an event they do with Hybe, the K-pop company, where you can get limited edition K-pop drinks based on the different groups they have. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I took a photo of it for Leo, because I was like, we like Hybe. And then we sat down, and we had to ponder, because by this point, we were really, really, really tired, and I think we were both feeling a bit low in energy, and the experience of Universal was just not really living up to what we wanted it to. We were doing that thing where we compare it to Disneyland. And, yeah, so we were having a rough time, to put it nicely. So Mike and I were like, we can go home now, because our feet hurt, and it's hot, and we're tired. Or we can try one more ride. And we put it to a vote, because Mike said that that was basically it. We could go on this one ride, or we could go home. because I wanted to go on the Jurassic Park flying dinosaur ride where you it's a really, really fucked up and cool roller coaster. But considering that I just traumatized Mike already, I didn't know if I was ready to traumatize him again. So I was like, no, we won't go on it. It's fine. And Mike really wanted to go on the Mario Kart ride back in Nintendo World. So we're like, okay, the wait on this ride is really long. It's like 130 minutes. Hello, welcome, welcome. How are you going? Welcome in. Mikey, can we get a shout out, please? Thank you. Everyone go check out Platformer Princess. They're really awesome. They make really chill streams where they play really nice games. You guys should go check them out, please. You're just in time. I was talking about my Japan trip still. I've been doing this for 3 hours. I haven't shut up about it, actually. Anyway, I hope your stream was good. If you need to go and get some rest or anything, please feel free to do so. Hi, Gabe. How are you going? Welcome, welcome. But yeah, Mike wanted to go on the Mario Kart ride at Bowser's Castle. But the wait is like ridiculously long. But we were like, fuck it, we'll do it. Like, it's fine. We will bite the bullet and we will go and we will do this ride because that's what we want to do. Yeah. I wouldn't say I regret it, but I would never do that again. Not the Mario Kart ride. I would definitely do that again. I would not wait 130 minutes for it though. And it really, like, unlike the Donkey Kong ride, you really were waiting for 130 minutes. It was so long. Oh my god. The ride was pretty cool. It was not 130 minutes cool.
Hey there.
You think it's gonna be okay because, like, when you walk into the castle, there's like space for line to go out the door. So you're like, oh, I guess the line isn't that long. Maybe it's lying. Maybe it's not that bad. It is that bad. You walk in and you walk through the castle. There's this cool hallway. They've got trophies and shit. And then you walk into the room. And you think, oh, this room's pretty big. Wow, I guess we will be waiting a while.
Hey there.
And we walked in this line, slowly bustling along. And, you know, my feet were really, really tired. I was getting to the point where I was, like, taking it off for a hot second to, like, stretch my foot and then put it back in. And I felt really gross doing that. So I was like, man, there's people behind me. They don't need to see this. Anyway. We zigzag from one end of the room to the other. And I'm thinking, because I can see people going through a door on the other end where we were, like on the end where we were now. I was like, oh, that's where we go in. Awesome. No, it's not. That is where you go in, but we weren't there because after zigzagging in this room for like 30, 40, 50 minutes, I can't remember, time was an enigma at this point, we are slowly ushered in to a whole new room that's just as big and that zigzags just as much, if not worse. So, I wanted to die at this point. I was like, not happy. There was a lot going on. Anyway. So we then wind our way through that room. And then finally we get through the door and I'm like, fucking thank God. That's not the end. that's where they group you up, and then they usher you into another room where you have to watch a video. And I couldn't understand it, obviously, because I was really tired at that point, so my Japanese was dying on me. And we are ushered through one door after another, where they are instructing us on some shit. They put us into 2 lines. I don't think it really mattered, honestly. And then there were more lines. They made us go through more lines. But this time they made you go downstairs. So at this point, I'm really dying because my feet are so sore. And now they want me to walk downstairs. And it's not like a little downstairs. It's like a lot downstairs. So I was just having a bad time. Oh, cool. They're having a little nerd party. Bottoms up. Yay! I didn't get any cool bonus from that. Dang it. They're studying magic together. That's so cute.
Someone that can find hot springs with me.
Ayo, she's talking about her.
Go hot spring hunting with me?
Oh, she's asking me pointed questions. Do you know about this thing called Kampumasatsu? You use a dry cloth to rub your bare skin to boost your health. It's supposed to bolster the nervous system and warms you up to prevent illness. Oh, interesting. My constitution went up. Let's go. What does that even mean? I already know what it means. Ooh, alright. Anyway, yeah, so then we get down the stairs and you're still waiting in lines now to get on the thing at least, and you can physically see the thing that the cart you're gonna ride in. That was cool. And we put on the goggle, you put on like a headband thingy that you adjust, and then they give you like, the screen is like attached to the cart and you like connect it to your headband thingy. And then it has like this like, augmented reality type of thing to it where you can shoot stuff and yeah, so you get Koopa shells that you can shoot and you get coins you gotta collect, and Mike got the coins. He got all the coins. He was really good at it, which makes sense because he's really good at playing games. But yeah, and then after that we were really tired, but we still had to go home. So we got on the train. Oh wait, first we went to McDonald's for a pick-me-up because I needed that in my head. I just was like, if I don't get McDonald's, I'm gonna be so sad right now. So we went to McDonald's and then we went to and then we went home and we got back to the Airbnb, and I don't think I've ever felt so relieved in my life to be back in the Airbnb and take off my shoes and not be standing. I was very happy to not stand. And yeah. And then we had to booked our Shinkansen tickets. This time I booked them, chat. I got the app and I booked them, and I made sure we were seated together, and I made sure that we were gonna get there early enough that this wouldn't be a problem, because I was really upset about the first Shinkansen experience where I got conned by the guy at the ticket counter. So I made sure that wasn't gonna happen again, aka I was organized for once. So we got our Shinkansen. I got to have my Shinkansen bento, and I gave the train box that it came in to Mike so that he could take it home with him and have a cool little train bento box. And we lugged it all the way back to Tokyo for the last part of our trip. This is the last bit, chat. We were staying in Nakano for the last part, so that's just a little bit outside of the main Tokyo area. It's like Tokyo, but it's not Tokyo, you know? So we navigated the trains flawlessly, might I add. We were flawless. We did such a good job. And we got all the way to Nakano, and then our Airbnb was not very far from the train station, so once again, it wasn't too bad having to drag our luggage through the clackety streets. And we decided to put our stuff down, and we went all the way back to Nakano Broadway, which when I say all the way back, I mean it was like a 2-second walk because Nakano Broadway was right there. And it was really, really good. I love Nakano Broadway. It was fantastic, in fact. I was like, let's go and explore, and you can look at all the shops and stuff. I found a brand new Animal Crossing limited edition Switch that I wasn't expecting to find, and I thought that was really cool. But the highlight and the whole reason why I wanted to stay in Nakano was because I wanted to go to this ramen place called Miso Ichiban Ramen, and they have my favorite ramen. And I know everybody's gonna have a different opinion of what their favorite is, and I'm always super happy to like hear people's opinions. But this is my favorite because they have a really thick, creamy miso broth, and I really like it. So I got to eat that for the first time in 8 years. Yeah, I haven't had it since I lived here, so it made me really happy that I got to eat it. But yeah, and then Mike and I got cake. We got cake, but it wasn't a whole cake. It was 2 slices of 2 different cakes. So Mike saw that they had a chocolate mint cake, and so he wanted that, and we got that. And I got a strawberry shortcake. It was alright. It's alright. But yeah, and then the next day we had a plan, chat. This is our last full day, you know, before we would have to like, well, it wasn't our last full day per se, but it was like the last day where we were in an Airbnb and we had like, you know, we didn't have to have our luggage in a coin locker type of vibes. We're going to the airport tomorrow, the next day. Oh, we're talking about Cinnamon. She might have started to doubt why the adults around her pampered her for what she thought was ordinary. Okay. One thing I can say is Cinnamon's completely lost her interest in magic. She stopped using magic or she couldn't use it, and this happened 10 years ago. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the Cinnamon lore drop. But yeah, so because it was our last, like, non-leaving day in Japan, I was like, alright, we gotta hit some spots. We gotta hit certain spots. And one of them was Akihabara, because Mike wanted to find a retro store, and he wanted to find a game for his friend. His friend requested that he get a game for them, so we were like, okay, we'll go there. And then we also, I really wanted to go to Ginza, especially to the flagship Muji store, because I love Muji, and I hadn't been to a single Muji this whole trip so far, so I was like, by God, I'm gonna get into a Muji, man. Anyway, we did it. We went to a Muji. It was excellent. And then we took the Yamanote line all the way to Shibuya, because I wanted to buy a dress for the wedding for my uncle that I was going to attend when I got back here to Brisbane. So we did that. And then we went... What did we do after that? Did we walk... No, sorry, I got it in the wrong order. We went to Harajuku first, I think. And then we went to Shibuya, I think. Yeah, we went to Harajuku first because I thought I could get a dress there, and I wanted to get a pair of shoes there that I liked, but they didn't have my size for that pair of shoes, so I couldn't get it. And then we walked to Shibuya, and I got a dress there. I was really happy with that, and yeah. And then we came back to our Airbnb, and we relaxed, and we had a nice time together. And then it was finally the day that we were gonna leave. So we got all our stuff packed up, got all our shit done. There's candy up here. And we put our stuff in a coin locker in Nippori. Because I was like, we're going to leave from Nippori, so we should take our stuff there, put it there, and then go on an adventure. And I was very smart. I'm very glad I did it that way, because I was correct. We are amazing. But yeah, so for the last day, I took Mike to Asakusa, because I was like, we should probably go and see the cool shrine that's there, which we kind of really, I just let him glance at it, honestly. I didn't really go inside it too deep. I feel bad, but I was when I was there last, she's kind of like my mom in Japan, I guess, because she like took care of me the whole time that I lived there. She was like my boss at work. But yeah, she was like, oh, don't go to that temple, and especially don't like buy like charms there and stuff, because too many people go and it has bad energy. So I was like, okay, well, we don't need to spend much time on that then. But yeah, so we did that. But Osaka's is really good because it has lots of little shops that you can get souvenirs at in like the market area just before the shrine. So I used that as an opportunity to get lots of souvenirs for people. And we got to go and have some yakiniku. We had Japanese barbecue. We went to a place and they trusted me with fire, which was cool. Mike was very wary because of the fire powers and how aggressive the fire was. I thought it was funny. But yeah, we had a good time with that. And then we went to karaoke because we still had time to kill. But yeah, we went to karaoke. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say stand really far away because I'll die. Oh, it's an actual chest. Yay, copper! Anyway, so yeah, I took Mike to there, and we had a really good time. Karaoke's always really fun. They had a room that had like, we were put in a room where they had like a stand-up mic, so you could like stand on a little stage, and that was really fun. I liked using that. But yeah. And then it was basically time for us to go to the airport. Kind of. I was still running a little bit early. But yeah, we got actual tickets for the Narita Skyliner this time. And we were sat together. And it was lovely. And we just kind of like reminisced a little about all of the time that we'd spent together. Because Mike was going back home to America. And I was going back to Australia. So we weren't going to be together for this part. But yeah, and because of the way our flights worked, we weren't going to be at the same terminal either, so we couldn't spend time beyond the train ride together. So we were just kind of like enjoying the last few moments we would have together. And then, yeah, I got off at the Terminal 2, and I made the journey over to check-in, which wasn't too bad. Some guy stopped me at one point because I was looking at the flight code for mine to see, like, if it was running on time or not. And he was like, "Oh, are you okay? Do you need help? Where are you from?" I was like, "I'm from Australia." He's like, "Oh, cool. Do you need help getting to somewhere?" I was like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm just looking at where my flight is." He was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you have a great time." I was like, "Thanks, dude." Anyway, what a nice guy. Anyway, I checked in, and then Narita Airport's like really updated stuff because there wasn't really like, there were food options and stuff back in the day. Oh yeah, we got Coco Curry one last time. I forgot that part. We got Coco Curry as our parting meal. That was pretty good. But yeah, I went to the food court in the airport at Narita for Terminal 2. They had like this whole really cool section that they had like put all these really good food places, like restaurants in. So I got to have that, and I had some cold udon with some tempura for my last meal in Japan. And then as I was walking to the gate for takeoff, I had already premeditated this, that I would end my trip with a Creamia ice cream before I go back home to Australia. So I did that. I got a Creamia ice cream, and then I made my way to the gate, and I waited at the gate. I played some Mario Kart, and I got my iPad charged up enough for the plane ride. And I heard some Australians talking about the State of Origin rugby game, and they were shitting on New South Wales because we were winning. Fuck yeah. And yeah, and then the plane ride was not that good. I don't really like, it's hard to sleep on planes if you can't like get comfy, obviously. So yeah, and the lady in front of me kept like trying to put her chair back further than what it could go, and it was like digging into my knees. And then this kid sitting like a chair over from me, his mom was between me and him, he like had the light turned on at night, and I like eventually got up at him. I like poked him, and then I like pointed at the light, and I was like, "Please don't do that." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he turned it off. I felt like I was complaining, but I feel like I was also valid because it was meant to be darkness time, and he actually didn't need his light on because he could see. So he was just doing it because I don't even fucking know at this point. Anyway, yeah, so it was alright, but yeah. And then I got home, and my dad picked me up, and it was really, oh wait, no, I need all of that. My dad picked me up, and then I went and showered, and then I went to my sister's house pretty much immediately because I was gonna nap there because my dad needs his office space when he works during the day. So I was like, I'm gonna nap at dad's then, my sister's then. So I did that, and that was really good. 10 out of 10. I think I need that for something. Oh, did I break the cutscene because I was putting away a thing? Cool. Anyway, yeah. And the next day I went to my uncle's wedding, and that was really fun. And now I'm here, and I'm home, and I got to pick up my cat, and my cat was really happy to see me, and she's emotionally attached to me a lot, and it was wonderful. And that was my Japan trip. And now I'm back at work. And I don't want to be back at work. But yeah, that was it. That was my Japan trip. That took a lot longer than I thought it would take to explain. I thought it would be a relatively short explanation, but I actually was like pretty detailed, huh? Interesting. Whew. Anyway. Now, do we have any questions, class? Anything we'd like to ask? Collect milk and eggs. I don't need all these fish, but I caught them anyway. I'm gonna put them in here. Wait, did the things get watered? I didn't check. Did I water them? Did the elephant water them? They're not watered. Don't I have an elephant that's meant to be doing this shit? Let me check. Let me check this. I'm pretty sure I asked the elephant to water my plants. Was it you? Now it is. Meow. What's up, Lola? Can I help you? You're meowing at me. What did I do? Are you okay? Meow. Hi. What's wrong? Here, sit in there. Okay, that works. Hi, Lola. You're so sweet. Did you hear me talk about you and tell everyone that you're needy? Yeah. Is that why you're digging your claws into me while you purr? Yeah. That's so nice of you. You're such a nice little cat. She's eating a lot more now. Which is like, she would have like a half a cup of dry food a day. And now she wants like 2 cups. She wants like 2 half cups. She wants a full cup of food now. But I don't know if you're supposed to have a full cup. I'm gonna have to research. I need to know your weight. Alrighty, I am going to call it there, chat. Let's come over here so we don't have to listen to him breathe heavily. I'm gonna close the game so I don't have to listen to him breathe heavily. Goodness gracious. Can you believe that guy? Breathing heavily? Ugh. Anyway, let's go find someone to raid. Doesn't that sound like fun? Bam 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 bam. I know who we're raiding. Guys. Oh wait, maybe I should check and make sure she's not gonna finish soon. How long has she been streaming? Whoa, that was probably really loud. I'm so sorry, chat. Hey Lola, can you yeah, okay. Alright, we're doing it. If she's finishing up, that's okay. 'Cause, yeah, we're gonna be okay, chat. Alright. We're gonna raid Yuzu, of course. Thank you so much for joining me and listening to all of my chatter. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow, because I'm gonna be streaming then too. I'm probably gonna play Fantasy Life tomorrow and try to enjoy the loss of my freedom before majority of these streams become study streams, because oh my god, I start my masters next week. So I have to do so many readings to keep up. But yeah, we'll play Fantasy Life tomorrow. I will see you guys then. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. And yeah. Alrighty. I'll see you around, guys. Bye bye.